Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18. And by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from ABC Gates Bowl in Gates, New York, it's the 2024 SYC New York. Welcome to the 2024 SYC New York, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm.
All right, good morning, Storm Nation. We are here, SYC New York. You've been watching the intro, so you know all of the great sponsors and some of the things that are happening this weekend at the Storm Youth Championships. But what you don't know is that I'm Blair, and that's Danielle McEwen, PWBA champion. Danielle, thanks for spending the weekend with us.
Yeah, happy to be here. I love getting to be at these SYC events. They're such great events. You get to see the youth coming up in our sport, compete at the highest level, and I just love being part of it.
Yeah, and you have a crazy schedule, so we don't get to see you as often as maybe we used to. But so it's how long has it been since you've been at an SYC? Probably a year, right?
Yeah, probably about a year. I know last year we had a lot of conflicts as we were trying to work it out.
Yeah.
And so far this year has been a lot of conflicts. But yeah, whenever I could work it in around, traveling and bowling.
Yeah, and this
out on
one's
tour.
not too far from home, which is nice.
Yeah, it wasn't an airplane. I got to drive my own car, so that's always a little bit of a change of pace.
Yeah, so if anyone watching has any questions for Danielle as we watch these awesome youth bowlers, feel free to drop them in the chat. But it looks like we're starting with some U15 girls, maybe some U12 girls mixed in. You kind of can see the U12 pair to the left. But we are watching Madison Lesher, Emma Rosenblum, who you just saw on 31, Mackenzie Van Kuren, Daisy Newton, Kylie Opadesano, Lila Olensky, that is 31 and 32, and then 33 and 34 we have Jersey Gale, Jenna Marsh, Quinn Aarons, Taryn Murphy, Annalise Williams, and Addison Stolnek. And if I pronounced your name wrong, I apologize.
I think you did great.
Thank you.
Very
Yes.
impressive.
Yes.
So you said during announcements that we have a lot of first-time SYC bowlers.
Yeah,
here?
I heard 46, I think,
That's a
was the
lot.
number.
Is that a lot for each
it-
event?
It is a lot. This area I think they have a lot of up and coming youth programs. I think that either it wasn't big or it was big and then it may have fallen off a little bit, but now there are a lot of bowlers in this area.
Yeah, I guess I would agree with that because back when I was in high school, the youth program across New York State was huge. We have high school bowling, which is very competitive,
Yes.
no matter what area you're from Long Island to all the way up here. Tons of youth programs. We have Pepsi. We have all these local events within our state. And yeah, as Nick and Victoria were coming up, I think it got a little bit more quiet. And then kind of for Gia, they started popping back up again.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully it's ramping back up around here.
Yeah, and I love seeing a lot of U15 bowlers, U12 bowlers, and the last couple events we've had a lot in those two divisions, which is great. Let's see, now they are bowling on a short pattern this morning, Danielle. It is a 39-foot, 25 mil pattern. How would you attack this short pattern today?
Yeah, so short, 39 feet still sounds a little bit long to me. So you're going to want to play close to the gutter, but I think that explains why you don't see people playing right on the gutter. They still
Right.
need to be in a little bit closer to the head pin than say 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I think you're going to find a lot of people probably starting around 5, 6, 7. Good amount of oil. It doesn't look like they're flying too much right now, so people can play kind of straighter, just a little bit of angle to the gutter, but I bet you're going to see them kind of creep in and open it up over the next couple of games.
Yeah, I overheard some of the parents telling the girls to look at 12, and I thought I was like, I thought this was short, but then I was watching, and like you said, it may not, the gutter may not be playing.
Yeah, there's a. See, I didn't know the pattern, how long it was actually. I just knew that this was the shorter one, and I was surprised by that
Yeah.
too, that people aren't playing as far right, and that there wasn't as much urethane as I was expecting
Right.
to see. Down the big guys down there are throwing it a little bit more as I walk through the building, but not everyone is, so that explains a little bit of that.
Yeah. Now, KEGEL designs those patterns. They do know, KEGEL's the best in the biz, and they design the SYC patterns. They scout out the bowling center that we're going to and try to match surfaces, and it gets tricky. Some of these surfaces are getting older and older, right?
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And the lane surfaces have so much to do with how the pattern's going to play that we're bowling on. It dictates so much of it. So I know their job is hard. They're my competition every week, I say, is the lane man. So they're doing a really good job.
That's right. We got Miss Mackenzie here. Her home bowling center is Doug Kent's Rose Bowl lanes. She's stepping up on lane 32.
Nice.
She is just 12 years old. This is her first SYC. She is extremely proud of the fact that she qualified for the 2024 Junior Gold National Championships. It was very challenging. She learned a lot about herself from that experience. Until this past year, she was a dancer. She performed lyrical, jazz, and tap dancing. She qualified and danced at nationals.
How cool.
She also plays soccer. She is like multi-talented over here. But she wants to say thanks to her parents for bringing her coaches Mike Johnson, and the Hall of Famer Doug Kent. Without them, she would not be here today.
That's awesome.
I love it. Miss Daisy Newton here, she picked up her first SYC title in Columbus. And her family just moved from Hawaii to, I believe, the Maryland area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big move.
Big move,
Wow.
yeah. She, her family is in the military, so she works with, of course, our friend Mike Sinek at Storm at the Fort Meade.
I believe that when you're part of a military family, you move around and relocate a lot, so maybe it wasn't as big of a move, and she's adjusted to it pretty well.
I feel like Hawaii to Maryland is a big move, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Like weather-wise, like
the culture shock maybe, but just
Yeah.
the concept of moving maybe she's routine
used to
at it.
Right. Her little sister, you see her over to the left on 30. It's Miss Stevie. I love her name. Now, Danielle, you had a very important job this morning, which I see many, many girls in the field, like Kylie here, have the braids going on. Like, hair is a big deal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, you have a, like, superstition around some hair, yes?
Yeah, I always have the braid when I'm competing. Sometimes multiple braids if we need a lot of luck. We get two in there, but I always at least have the braid. So yeah, that was my job for this morning. My sister's bowling. She's up on the high end, so she should make it through the live stream pairs, probably game 3-4.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, she has the braid in. I helped her do it. We're teaching her how to do it on her own.
Nice, very nice. Passing that little fun little superstition on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there's lots of braids around here.
Lots, yeah. As everyone was getting ready, there's like all versions of braids
Oh,
too.
yeah. I love it.
Yeah, it's an easy way to get the hair out of the face, though.
That's how I started. Is I was playing tennis and I had kind of shorter hair, like shorter bangs in the front that would always get in my eyes, and I had to find ways of keeping it back. And then it became a superstition through tennis that I carried into bowling.
Nice. Nice spare by Kylie. So normally the short pattern proves to be pretty tricky at the SYC for most bowlers. We'll see. We'll see how this one goes.
It's always hard to tell scoring pace through like practice in this part of the game. I
Right.
feel like it takes a full game and some frames to kind of figure out what's going to go on out there.
I do know that the bowlers are finding the pocket, though. Nice shot by Lila there. Now, you have a sister still bowling in youth bowling, a sister bowling in college, and then you're bowling on the tour. Your family has got it completely
We got it all
covered.
covered, yeah. We're at every event. Somebody's at every event.
How do you manage that schedule? Or how does your family manage it, I should say?
We have an app that has a group calendar in it that you just all plug in your stuff and pray that they don't overlap. And when they do, then it's
Sketchy.
an equation to figure out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yep, that's how it goes. Yeah, I think it's easy because like I kind of go and just do my own thing at this point. If they can come,
Yeah.
then they join. Victoria joined me for some events out on tour. She's bowled the Lucy, she bowled the US Open. So like that stuff's easy to plug in. Like I already have my schedule planned.
Right.
I just add a person to it. But yeah, obviously when you get into like the younger groups, that's when someone's going with who's gonna go, who's home,
Right.
who's going here, who's going there. But we always figure it out. Just as all the families here. Like a lot of family, I find that very interesting about a lot of the families here is there's multiple kids here bowling, or like their siblings are here helping them. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show that's how our sport is. It's a big family sport where everyone has a role in it.
Yeah. And we saw that a lot over the summer. Like even now that kids are going back to school, like if they have an older sibling in college, we might not see it as much. But a lot of older siblings that used to bowl SYCs, they were coming to help the younger siblings, which was fun to watch.
Absolutely. They understand it so much more because they just went through it. They were literally walked in the shoes that they're now walking in. So
Right.
I feel like you can help relate to it a little bit easier. Maybe say the right thing at the right time a few more times. So.
Yeah. Now, has you bowled in college, Victoria's bowling in college too. I feel like college bowling has changed a lot since maybe even like we were in school.
Yeah.
But has there been any differences that you've seen in Victoria's college experience, or is it kind of similar?
No, it's definitely very different, but similar in some ways. Like the NCAA program has advanced a lot, so there's a lot more teams. There's a lot more really good teams. A lot more competition out there. People are getting smarter. People are getting better. The big thing that I'm seeing that they just implemented this year is now they have the NIL deal.
Oh yeah.
There's so much more opportunity for these players out there. I think the rules are starting to get a little more relaxed. Like
Yep.
when I was in the NCAA program, like what rules you were following and making sure you didn't do something wrong was a big topic of discussion. And I think that's, whether it's more understood or just less strict, I think that's making the whole thing run a little bit more smoothly.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's the biggest stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. NIL. I hate to say I forget about NIL because it's been around a couple years now, but it is still a huge deal and always changing. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think it brings a lot of opportunities, and hopefully, I'm hoping just as everything that it opens the door for us throughout the bowling world.
100%.
One of these superstars out here can go to a college, get their education paid for, and run into a big company, do some deals with them, and
make it explode, right?
Bring it forward into our sport.
That'd be great. Yeah, I love every time the Olympics come around, you see all of the posts about bowling in the Olympics, and it's a good dream. It is. It's a good dream.
We can only hope one day.
Yeah.
Just keep fighting for it, right?
For sure. Oh, we want to give Nana Starkey a shout out. She was supposed to be here this weekend. Miss Abby Starkey is bowling, but Papa is in the hospital.
Oh no.
So I think he's okay.
I was wondering where I was looking for the whole family to say hi. I was wondering where they were. I hope all good wishes to him.
Yes, we're all thinking about him. So changed some travel plan. Nana was supposed to be our fortune teller last night, although we did have a substitute. Nana, I have to tell you, she did pretty well.
She would have been awesome at that.
Man, Taryn is trying to hook the whole lane over there on 34. I support this. It's not really working for her at the moment, but she is, like, I think she needs to move her feet a little to the right, and then she's golden. But this pattern does look tricky. I'm going to go with this pattern is tricky. Slide it up. Good try.
I do believe this is a slightly tricky house also. We've had an event here.
The U.S. Open last year?
Yeah, we had the U.S. Open 2 years ago. I was thinking back
2
even
years
before
ago.
that, we had an event here like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I don't remember exactly, but I know I bowled good at both of them, but I do remember that it wasn't like a strike fest. It was kind of had a grind. Every pattern was like you had a certain way you had to play it. It wasn't like you can attack it from a bunch of different ways. It was very much like this is how you have to figure it out and go from there.
Yeah, ABC Gates has a lot of events. We're going to have Kelvin pop in at some point throughout the live stream, but they are like the tournament house in this area. He loves running events.
That's awesome.
They have a little over 2,000, like 2,200 league bowlers.
A lot.
Yeah, that's what he
Wow.
he just said it this morning. I'm like, it's a lot.
That was a lot.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, he said the only reviews, the bad reviews they get is that people call and want to open bowl and there's not ever open bowling.
It's a good problem to have,
Yeah.
though. It means you're busy.
Right.
But yeah, this is a great center. Yeah, like as I said, we've been here a bunch. You've come here for SYC
Yes,
before.
this is our second time. We came
Awesome.
last year.
We have a PWBA regional coming up here. I know they run other like amateur events here, so great
Yep.
center. They definitely know what they're doing here. Everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, now the PWPA regionals, those are a very interesting adventure out there because you're excluded, right? Can you
I cannot bowl the regionals.
right? But the younger kids, like, they can bowl.
Yes. Yeah.
And they should, right?
Yeah,
Do you agree?
absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to kind of learn how the professional tour works. I think of it as like a stepping stone to if you want to one day go out on tour, definitely try the regional program. That's where you're going to learn about how we do things, the rules, the double jump, how the paddock works, how roll call works, all those little things so that when you do get to the point where you can come out on tour, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And of course, learn about bowling too, right? And the only way to learn and get better is through experience. So it's a great opportunity to compete against other bowlers, maybe at your skill level or just above your skill level or something like that, and just learn from them and learn from the experience.
Yeah, plus you will see some of the players that kind of see on TV, and get that. I mean, it's not like bowling against Danielle McEwen. However, you will see players that might be that, the nerve factor, right?
Absolutely.
Like, if you look down and see a player that you saw bowl on a TV show bowling, you're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
For sure. Yeah, it's a great segue to being out on tour. The men have a regional program, so
Yeah.
if you are on the guys' side listening to this, then that's also the direction to go.
For sure. And it doesn't hurt. You can collect scholarship money and just get your feet wet, like Danielle said. This New York jersey I love that Emma is wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Our friends at Coolwick, they came on this year and they have really spiced up the jersey game at the SYC. They come out with a whole bunch of cool designs for every event. They've got the splatter jerseys like you see on 32 on Miss McKenzie. There is a secret code. There's a New York jersey, and then there's a license plate on the back.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, you have to
Someone down
break
here
the
has
code. There's a code on there. You have to figure it out. Because it's not a normal New York plate.
Okay.
I mean, you're from New York,
Yeah.
so you probably looked at it and went, wait a minute, there's like too many numbers or like not the right numbers.
Oh, boy. Are they all different or they all have the same code on them?
It's the same code,
Okay.
yeah. And we had a couple families reach out and they're like, what is this? Like, why? What is going on?
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, I have a task for the day.
Yeah, really. It might take all day. It took me a very long time, and then I can't even tell you that I figured it out. The Randisi family told me what they thought it was, and I was like, I think that's it. But I haven't had Gerald confirm it, so
Okay.
good luck.
We'll figure it out. Let me get my guess first, and then we'll have to confirm.
Yes.
I like creative stuff like that. It keeps you thinking.
Yeah, Gerald's really fun. He puts little codes and little different elements to every jersey. The Idaho one literally has a Smokey the Bear on it. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I can't wait to see that one in
That's
real life.
awesome.
Yeah. I was expecting a potato, but I didn't see a potato come through. Like, come on, Idaho potatoes.
Will our puppy friends be out at that one?
I'm not sure. We have not confirmed. I hope they are, at least in the pro shop. They're not bowling this year. Well, we haven't set up the challenge match, but I don't know if they're bowling because Katie's family sold the bowl. Maybe we could ask our friends at Westies to see if we can set up another bowling match.
Yeah, I'm
Let-
sure they would love that.
Let Blake and Adam bowl again.
I got to see them when I was out in Vegas at Nationals. They were the doggies family, the Simpsons were bowling at the same time, so I got to see my friends and
Yeah,
hang
they're
out
the
with
best.
them.
Oh my gosh.
Their whole family is awesome.
Yes. I remember one year that Katie was complaining that Blake sold more jerseys than her that year. And I'm like, well, he's cuter. I'm sorry, but we do support dogs at the SYC.
I've been petitioning for a storm dog to travel out on tour with us. I mean, you can use him at the SYC as well, so
Yes.
he can kind of just go everywhere.
How is this
And
going?
I-
Are we winning?
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten very far. I might need some help. I might need some signs on this petition.
We could do this. We can make this happen. There was a we're getting a little off topic. We'll go back to bowling, I promise. But the Corbett Austin, who is our VP of operations at Storm, a stray dog appeared at his house one day, like just appeared and stayed. Like he doesn't have a fence, and it just didn't go anywhere.
Oh.
And so he brought it into Storm, and we were trying to petition that we needed a Storm dog. Like he could live at Storm.
Yeah.
We all would take turns taking him home. He was great with other dogs. But we also were trying to get him adopted, and we did end up finally finding someone to take him. But we were trying to have a daily dog. It just makes life happier.
So much happier. They're the best.
I think we can work on this Storm emotional support dog. We'll work on this. I just love all of these girls. Their fundamentals are so good, so balanced at the foul line. Like you don't see anyone falling off. It's amazing. The coaching is great.
It is. It's really cool to see from such a young age. Like you said, the basic fundamentals are there, and then they just get to kind of fine tune as they go out and learn more throughout the sport and really come into their own game. Made it.
That's a great spare. Lila's working very hard at this game. She had a couple opens, but she's made most of her spares. Grew in a couple strikes.
The most important thing on these hard patterns. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, making sure you shoot your spares, and you can't always control what the lanes are doing or how good your ball reaction is, but if you can make your spares, you'll stay in there.
Yeah. There was a parent I was walking through in practice, and there was a parent that was trying to get their youth bowler to take their spare ball down to the lanes to practice with, and she was like, "No, Dad, I don't need it." And he's like, "Did you listen in the seminar?" And I was like, "Yeah, did you listen?" So don't forget spares in the practice session. I know you want to find your line, but Carr wants to know if some of the U18 boys will be coming through to watch also. 100%. So our live stream stays stationary all day long. We will take a break after this game while all the bowlers are moving through. Now, the skipping procedure is very interesting. It's like skip 3, then skip 4, then skip 3 again, and then skip 4 or something. So, yes. The answer is yes. And there's a lot of U18 boys, so probably before you know it, we'll be watching U18 boys.
They should be here. I think you'll start seeing them by next game. If not next game, the one right after that. They're all on the low end right now.
Okay, perfect.
So they should start coming through.
And we will have Danielle pop in and out all day. She's going to be chatting with some families. Of course, coaching her sister a little bit, hopefully. Maybe not. If she's bowling good, she might not need you.
I mean, those are the best days when you can just stand in the back and clap.
Yeah. Was there a pattern when you watched in practice that you thought was going to stand out as like the high scoring pattern? I know it's kind of hard.
I think the medium one looked the most playable to me. The short, it's close, but as we said, it's always a little tricky, so that's expected. The long pattern, I believe, is really long.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're looking at 47 feet, 28 mils. So I know a lot of people were struggling to find the head pin on that one.
Yeah.
So I do believe that one's going to be very tricky.
Yeah, and I heard you say it, and then I heard a couple other boys say it on the long. They found urethane out to the right, like this like hidden little hack.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see if how many try that.
Yeah, very
But,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I missed the memo on the urethane bowling, especially on the long patterns. I think I'm going to have to follow the boys and maybe learn something this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pick up a tip or two on how they do this. 'Cause when they can make it work, they can make it work.
The urethane game is strong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, but I do know that some of the ladies have started, like Verity came at the beginning of the year to an SYC, and she had kind of just mastered urethane for her game, and she was talking about it. I've heard others, but you still don't really see. You see it every once in a while with the young ladies, but not prevalently. But on the U12 boys pair, you'll see a lot of urethane over there.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting to watch how our game evolves and changes throughout the years. You know, when I was growing up, you kind of learned you throw urethane on short patterns when you're playing the gutter, and then urethane kind of went away for a while. You didn't really see it much at all, and now you throw it. As we said, guys are learning to throw it on everywhere, all over the lane. So
Right.
it's always a learning curve. Just when you think you have it figured out, something else pops up, and you're like, oh, I need to learn something new.
Yeah, we have a question. Well, first of all, Dell, good morning. And he says he was always a little hack. Dell. Goody wants to know if there are any two-handed girls coming through. They're just to the left and right. There are two-handed young ladies, but I'm sure we will see several of them. To the right of your screen, which you'll see her finish, I think, on 35 here, is Miss Alyssa Randisi, a left-handed two-hander. There she is. She just won junior gold this year in the U12 girls. Now she's in the U15 girls division. Junior gold. I was talking to a parent yesterday. I think that's the hardest tournament to win.
For sure.
No offense to the U.S. Open.
No,
but-
I mean, it's all relative.
Right.
It's all relative.
I mean, the U.S. Open is the most challenging tournament in bowling, but just the way that junior gold is structured with the
For
qualifying and then
all different centers, different patterns. You have a ball limit.
you don't know the pattern.
The blind patterns, no surface adjustments. The list goes on and on.
Right. It's hard.
It is very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, that 5-ball limit, man. Whew.
5 is really hard. I'm trying to narrow it down to 6 for my upcoming events, and that is so difficult. I couldn't imagine 5. Now you're one less. Oof.
Yeah. That was a great shot by Kylie. She got kind of robbed on that one. That 10-pin could have easily fallen. All right, so we are wrapping up game 1. And like I said, we'll have a couple commercials. We're going to take a short break while everyone moves pairs. I don't think it'll take them too long to move pairs. Lots of walking room in this bowling center. Do you think Lila did her own braid this morning?
I would be very impressed if so. That's a hard one.
That's
to
a
get
really
to.
hard
Like,
one,
Your
right?
arms don't really go that way. I do the braid in the front because I can see what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and my arms reach easily. From the back is a little more challenging.
That one looks intricate and very very good. Very well done.
For sure.
Daisy would like to get off this pair. She's like, "Can we go to the next one? I'm done. Like, let's move on."
The next one will be better, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes game 1 can be so hard. Like, you have all that practice, you think you're lined up, and then sometimes it can just go sideways really quick, right?
Absolutely. Happens a lot. You're good through the first half of practice, and then towards the end, it starts changing, and you're kind of scrambling through the transition going into the first few frames. And then you're trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
It's a book I've read many times.
You're like, I hate that book. You see, the angles, they're trying to keep these angles pretty tight on the short pattern, which I just is, they must see something out there.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's getting to the point where you're going to have to see a little steeper angles.
Yeah.
Like, I think they were able to do it on fresh a little bit easier, but still staying towards the right, but just a little more angle to the gutter than, because it is still short. So as you move in, if you keep that same angle up the lane, we're going to see it hooking more and more as you get closer to the headpin.
100%. Thought Madison had that for a second. I'm like, that is sliding exactly the right way. So I would say Kylie was our. Oh no, Mackenzie figured this one out a little bit too, but Kylie shot 170. It's like that is the highest score in the vicinity, minus Miss Mackenzie here to see what she does. Oh, and Emma can get there too. But Madison 167. Yeah, it looks like that 170, 180 mark is going to be a good game in this division. Miss Chrissy Kent in the chat. Good morning, Chrissy. Go Bills. It's almost that time.
It is. It's coming up quick.
We've been watching your bowler, Mackenzie, here. I'm sure that's why you're watching. She's bowling great. Really solid game. Hopefully I didn't just jinx her. Fingers crossed.
I think you're safe when you're just kind of stationed here talking. It's when you walk around with the camera, that's when it's like
you would think.
automatic jinx.
Yeah, sometimes, some days it's just bad. You just say something and then instantly it's like, well, never mind. Oh, that was a great shot.
Pretty good.
Yeah, see, no problem. We do miss seeing the young Natalie and Victoria bouncing around the SYCs.
Yeah.
Now they're off at Vandy, doing great things.
For sure. Hopefully get to watch a fun season.
Yeah, they've had some great seasons. Shake it off, Mackenzie. It happens. I think that's what her parents just said too. She did a little nod. She's like, I know.
Okay.
It happens. Yeah, Kirsty says now they're roommates. I said, how are they going to get any work done in that room? That's what I want to know.
Oh, they're so
Dedicated.
They're so good.
Yeah,
they're
I know.
so good with their schoolwork and balancing all their bowling and everything that goes with it. I'm sure they'll be just fine, but hopefully they have some fun also.
For sure.
Right?
That's what college
it's all
is
about.
about. Yeah, absolutely. Balance.
Yeah,
That's the word.
balance.
I always joke with Doug and Chrissy that Natalie's my favorite kid.
She's a good one.
She is a good kid. She really is. Another one who's ready to move on to the next pair is Miss Taryn. Taryn is like, let's go. Come on. She just did not match up on this lane, or either lane. All right, so looks like we may have some U15 boys coming in. We're going to watch the end of 33 and 34, play a quick commercial. I'm not sure if Taryn was trying something on that one. She started really far left, and now I think she needs to be back where she started. Like moved back to the right, got lost.
Yeah,
I think she was just stuck in a little bit of transition already.
absolutely. Sometimes that's the good thing though about, like, as you're saying, just moving pairs. You can kind of start fresh, maybe go back to
What you were doing.
how you started, even though it didn't work on the last pair. At least it'll paint you a better picture on the next pair moving forward.
Our friends at the Rochester Sports Commission, they donated $1,000 to this event this weekend.
That's awesome.
Which is fantastic. We love the
amazing.
Rochester crew here. Kelvin does a great job. The whole team here actually at ABC Gates, but yeah, it was great. They offered that and they were super helpful. They donated, or they brought the cornhole boards out last night for our party.
Amazing.
So Rochester is a very welcoming community. All right, we're gonna watch Addison here. She's gonna go for her spare. And then we are gonna take that short break. Danielle, thanks for joining us. We will have you back in maybe in a few games.
Sounds good. Happy
Get
to
a
be
little
here.
Get a little gauge for how
Go walk around,
bowling.
see how everyone's doing. Maybe come back with some more insider info on how to attack this pattern.
All right, we're gonna take that short break. We'll be right back.
The Storm Youth Championships are proud to welcome Coolwick as the official apparel merchandiser for all SYC events this year. Full custom, semi-custom, or just to be cool. Coolwick captures the spirit of the SYC. Coolwick, the official apparel merchandiser for the SYC. Championship is proud to partner with Make-A-Wish Utah to continue to make dreams come true for critically ill children. $5 from every entry from every SYC tournament this year will go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation Utah for dreams, for hopes, for the spark that, for a child, can mean anything is possible. Big donations might get the big mentions, but it's your donation that's at the heart of Make-A-Wish Utah.
Darren Tang here, and I want to talk to you guys about my two-handed journey so far. And I also have the Ion Pro here, obviously two-handed. This is currently my favorite two-handed ball. The layout's 4.5 by 4.5 by 4.5, kind of the chain special plus a little little extra. I feel like I'm almost kind of in a midlife crisis kind of deal in my career where struggled on tour for a little bit. I mean, mostly because of this. I was always on the below average side of power and bowling two-handed. You know, my rev rate's about 480. I throw it just as fast, if not a little bit faster. So it kind of makes sense for me to do, just not well practiced enough to really use it. But you know, if you guys have been watching my series on YouTube, you know I've been bowling two-handed in league. So we're gonna talk a little more about what's going on and why I think it's good and how it's actually helping my one-handed game. I grew up in San Francisco. I actually started bowling kind of like Tom Smallwood. You know, I had my thumb in the ball. I don't remember if it was in all the way, but I kind of started with two hands, but it was like more of a cradle, kind of like Smallwood. I get this blister on my hand right here. I had no idea how, probably because my thumb was in the ball, but when I would get really mad, I would just take the thumb out, bowl two-handed. Did that for 5 years. At 13 years old, I thought I was capped. I thought I hit a limit. And boy, do I regret that. So I put my thumb in the ball, free swing. I've had the career I've had so far, and I don't take it for granted. I feel like I've had a good amount of success, but you know, things change, things evolve, and I'm just trying to keep up with it. All right, so I kind of want to talk about Ion with respect to IQ Tour. I've been telling everybody that this is the new age IQ Tour. So when the IQ Tour came out, it was like, wow, okay, control, nice, all that good stuff. Ion is like an upgraded version, you know, with what we bowl on now, the higher rev rates, higher ball speeds, stronger oils. This to me feels like what the IQ Tour used to be. But for two-handers, IQ Tours haven't really been in play. You know, we can't.
All right, we are back. These boys are humming along. We are watching London Lewis, Isaiah Derflinger. I'm sorry, Isaiah is not here this weekend, but this was the pair he would have bowled on. He had something else pop up. Ethan Wynn, Jake Erb, Matthew Wenger, and Benjamin Pryor. 33 and 34. We are watching Mr. Colin Santa Lucia, Zachary Tarrin, Nolan Conway, Parker Hershey, Avery Ling, and Lucas Drizzle. Those are the bowlers on 33 and 34. Again, 31 and 32. We got London Lewis. That's who you're watching right there. Great shot by London. Jake Erb, Ethan Wynn, Matthew Wenger, and Benjamin Pryor. Our scorekeepers are putting those scores in on bowlmetrics.com right now. See if we have some bios for these awesome bowlers. Lucas Drizdle, who is on 33 and 34. He's from Chicago, bowls at Diversity River Bowl. 14 years old. This is his first SYC. He bowled 2 300s in a row, which is one achievement he's really proud of. He also loves baseball, and he wants to say hi to his dad and Justin, his coach. Benjamin here. He is from Rochester. Home center is ABC Gates Bowl. He's 14. He's bowled a no-tap 300 game, and he plays the saxophone, baseball, and video games. He wants to say hi to his mom and dad. This is Mr. Colton. He's from Waverly. Favorite practice center, Valley Bowling Center. 12 years old. He has bowled his a 600 series. That was his favorite achievement so far. He also runs track and cross country. Did not like that shot right there. Didn't want to leave that 4-9. He wants to say hi to Auntie, Grandma, and Grandpa. See the young Miles Gordon off to the left of the screen. Him and his brother Elliot are SYC champions. Elliot, of course, also picked up a junior gold title this year. No easy feat. Shot by Jake. Jake and London kind of have this pair figured out. Play in the same area. That one's a little in for London. Mr. Nathan Johnson is joining us in the live stream booth. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, what's going on?
How was scorekeeping out there?
Scorekeeping's fantastic. A lot of good scores.
A lot of good
different
scores.
Yeah.
All right.
We had a young gentleman down on the low end that had the front 9.
Nice.
Didn't finish off, but shot 263.
Okay.
So really good, solid score.
Front 9. Wow.
Yeah.
On the short.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Things are looking good.
The pair in front of us, I stepped away for 2 minutes and I came back and the boys were in the 4th frame. So I was like, whoa, they are striking, although they are down a bowler, but still. Nathan, thanks for helping out again.
Yeah,
At the
absolutely.
SYC.
This has been another fantastic event. 142 bowlers.
Yes.
So really strong field, almost a sellout.
You do a lot of volunteering for bowling events. That's like your favorite thing to do, right?
Oh, it's give back to the sport that's given me so much opportunity. So, it's great to be able to do it.
Love it. So I was saying London and Jake kind of have this all figured out. Got that one a little left,
inside.
though. Yeah. Either that or actually, because London, I thought, missed left, but 32 might just be starting to hook a little more.
Try to keep them a little bit more inside.
Yeah.
That's a really great shot.
Awesome shot by London. Parker needs to get and maybe he resents the fact that his last name is Hershey, I'm not sure. But come on. He needs some like chocolate bar or like a Reese's peanut butter cup jersey. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are kind of not far from Hershey, PA.
Hershey, PA is the greatest place on earth. I love it. I love it there.
I know when I stop down and do some regional action down in York, I can't not drive by Hershey without stopping by.
Right. I mean, and Chocolate World, if you've never been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, I highly recommend it. My family went when I was younger, and it was one of my favorite memories that we did. Like, it was so cool. And all the little street lamps in Hershey are kisses,
all the
right?
kisses.
Yeah, it's so fun. Anyway, Parker, I apologize if you don't like your last name, but I would totally dig it. Here's Mr. Benjamin, a local, bowls right here at ABC Gates. He's bowled some SYCs before, especially the ones that come to his home center.
Absolutely.
Throws it pretty wickedly good, too. Now, did you have as much style as these young men when you were a young man?
Lord, no.
It's okay. I didn't have style either.
My game was hard and straight. It was trying to rip the cover off the ball, 20 miles an hour.
I can't see that. Just kidding.
Now it's all about finesse and 35 plus years and still learning. So
Love it.
you can never not learn.
See if we got some more bios. I want to see if we have London's bio. London did not fill out a bio. Good shot, though. He's just striking. He's like, I don't need you to talk about what I'm doing off the lanes because I'm good.
Let the action on the lane speak for itself.
Exactly.
Throwing the ball really well.
Mr. Matthews from Richboro, Pennsylvania. Favorite practice center, Pike Lanes. 13 years old, first SYC. He won the Bolero Youth Classic in Reading, PA, going plus 147.
Wow.
He likes playing football and basketball. Football. It is almost football season. And he wants to say hi to his brother and friends that are watching. So, man, I like his arm swing.
Nice pickup.
Shot by Matthew. Now, this is the very interesting time of the year when bowlers are aging up to the next age division, too. So it might be their very first competition in their new age division, whether they move from U12 up to U15, U15 up to U18. Or maybe they're at the top of the age division, right? Yeah. Like maximizing that last year in whatever age division that they're in. Here's Nolan Conway. Nolan is coming back from an injury and needs to be put in a bubble, if you ask me. He's one of those kids that just tends to get hurt. Nice little four-bagger, though. He also had some travel delays yesterday.
Yeah, he was a late arrival today, but made it. That's all that matters.
I think I saw his mom posting on Facebook that their flight kept getting delayed. They didn't get in until like really late at night.
This seems to be the season of flight issues and travel delays.
No kidding.
I heard the little bits and pieces that Danielle's getting ready to do some traveling, so
all around the world.
Yeah.
like we'll ask her about that when she comes back in later because it's just nutty.
Yeah, one flight can mess up the entire trip.
Yeah. Oh, good try by London. I love Matthew's game. Holy cow.
Nice.
Man, looks like he already has touch at such a young age. Good shot by Ethan. I think he needs to take a step left. So the volume is not super high, 25 mils. It's going to transition pretty quick, I think, too.
Yeah, I think it'll transition pretty quick. A lot of mistakes I am seeing from some of the competitors. They do seem to lead the ball a little bit right, really quick. And if they do that with any kind of ball speed, there's no recovery. Even though it is short, it's a little bit of an out of bounds.
What a shot by Avery. Nice. Man. Let's see where Avery's from. Let's see if he filled out a bio. Avery. It's from Hempstead. Maple Lanes, RVC. 13 years old, first SYC. He was the LIYBT Adult Child Tournament Champion. He is, I don't know what this means, logged in flight hours, Young Eagle. Must be one of the, training programs for flying, do you think?
That's what I was just going to say. Is
I know,
like
right?
working on pilot? So that's pretty impressive.
That is impressive. I need to know more, Avery or Ling family. And wants to say hi to Memphis and Grandma. I love that. There are so many cool programs for these kids now. Like, kids, it is such a great time to be a kid.
Yeah, I I keep telling some of the younger kids that I'm around that either I don't remember all this stuff being available to us or it was not available to us, and they have so many different opportunities that can take them all over the world. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I do think part of it was, like you said, I mean, maybe it was there, but now with the power of social media and
Right.
online and video and everything, like you just know about things a little more. But there's some SYC bowlers, young Gavin Murray, who's training to be a pilot. I mean, it's so cool. So if you are watching 31 and 32, they're going to be done quickly. This pair needs to slow their roll. They're following. They dropped a bowler this morning. Unfortunately, one bowler couldn't make it, and they're following a pair that does not have 5 on it, unfortunately. So
But that pair's
pretty quick though.
going pretty quick.
Yeah, it'll all work out.
Yep.
But you will see 31 and 32 go dark as we watch 33 and 34 finish up. We got Stephanie Alexander in the chat. Good morning. And I saw Grandma Jane was in earlier. Good morning to you. I was thinking about Jane. I was wondering if Jane was going to pop in this weekend. Stephanie, of course, just her young Keegan just aged out. I saw the post that he did well at the Mount Mercy team trials. Shout out to Keegan Alexander. Yes. Moving on to the next adventure.
Big things ahead of that young man.
No kidding. He's a great bowler. But we do miss having the Alexanders here. Shot by Nolan.
I'm going to watch Mr. Avery Ling here. This is almost the Nate split, as Blair likes to call it.
Nate leaves more 2 8-10s than anyone I know.
Ooh, good
He
call.
tried. He tried.
Good try.
I don't know how you do it. Like, you leave 2 8-10s.
Like it's nothing.
Right. Like it's a 10 pit. Yeah.
Nice pair by Mr. Pryor. Cleaning up that washout.
And he's coming back for a ball change. He's like, that's not working. I need to change balls.
I'm sure you and Danielle talked about it too, but there are a lot of first timers here today.
We did mention that. It's like 46, I think was the number Leanne said, maybe.
It's absolutely fantastic to see.
Yeah, it is awesome. And I think there's a lot of younger players. It feels like there's more younger players in this field than normal. I don't know if that's just the perception, but
the big thing that I told the youth bowlers in our area is that you can't look at it as coming in looking to win. You have to be able to take every experience. This is a fantastic event put on by Storm. The learning, the different conditions. You basically get 3 tournaments. The bowling ball, the Q&As, and the help that Danielle's here for us this weekend. Break it all down. You cannot beat the price points for this. So everyone's got to be here. If you've not joined an SYC, look them up, get on the wait list. Coaches push your kids. It's fantastic.
Well, that's the other thing. You bring up the waiting list, which we've been saying forever and ever and ever. Yes, the SYC sells out immediately. However, we nearly always go through the waiting list. Now, the unfortunate part is it is really close to the tournament, right? The last 2 weeks is when we get most of the withdrawals. But, I mean, like this one, for example, there were so many withdraws for this tournament. Just a variety of reasons, injuries, back to school,
Yep.
different things happening. But if you're on that waiting list, you will get contacted. So if you're within a drivable distance
Yep.
to an SYC, definitely get on that waiting list because it could be one of those last minute week of things.
Yeah, heck, if you're local to the center that it's in,
Oh, yeah.
stop in on check-in day.
Yep.
Even just put your name down in case. You never know.
For sure.
You know, I think we had the 2 openings going into yesterday, so we had plenty of chance to get any of our locals in. It's fantastic though we were able to get what we could get in.
Yeah. Chapin Matthew. All right, so we got London here, 203 he finished with. Jake, 193. Matthew has an attempt for 214.
We just went for a ball change.
I love this.
Maybe? Nope. Just a little bit of, maybe a little coaching and fresh set of eyes. Get something lined up.
Yeah.
Transition should start to happen, so.
His arm swing is so
Great.
good.
Great form.
Yeah, it's really
Sure.
good. 212 for young Matthew. Good job. Gets a little fist bump. It's always good when you bowl good on the live stream
Yes,
pair. Makes you feel really good.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and give a little hometown shout out to the gentleman here on 33. He's one of our youth bowlers, Colton Santa Lucia.
Nice.
Really improved his game over the last couple of years. He's on our high school team. Really coming too. It's really good to see. I mean, he was a backup ball roller. Now he's starting to get around the ball a little bit.
Awesome.
So really enjoying it. Really been enjoying having him on part of our junior program.
Yeah, he's a good little bowler.
Nice cover.
Shout out to the Quinteros who are watching from home. Young Mateo is heading over to Sweden to bowl in the Lucky Larson event. Oh, great shot by Zachary there for a double. All right, so we are going to watch the conclusion of 33 and 34, and then we're going to take a short break. I think maybe Cliff Barnes might be joining us in the live stream the next game. Of course, the owner of Coolwick.
They've done a fantastic job putting out a lot of different apparel, and
I love their
got
jerseys.
they've got a very huge display here at Gates
I know. I think I'm going to end up taking home one of those hats, and I need to make sure that no one wants to buy it first because I always try to let the SYC families buy what they want first. But there's one that is like an Ohio State colored hat in there, and I'm like, Gerald. And he's like, I know, Blair. I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? I got my Ohio State jersey. I'm like, I'm so ready. It's almost football season. We picked up these scarlet and gray SYC jerseys at the last one. You can't see it because it's so cold in here, but
yeah, they parked you right underneath the fan again for the second year.
And I looked. We talked about it, and I even was like, it won't be that bad. I don't know. So anyway, but Leanne was like, I think we should wear that every Saturday, and I'm like, you want to wear scarlet and gray every Saturday? Oh, okay, let me make this work with you.
I'm surprised we do not have blanket here yet.
Oh,
mean,
I did
that's
ask.
going to be coming.
Yeah, I did. I already put in a little like, hey, did you have any blankets that got kind of misprint? So I think we're getting one, especially for that seat. That seat is actually a little colder than my seat because you're right under the fan and the vents.
Yep.
So, parents, if you get hot today, pop in the live stream booth. Cool down.
All right. Avery got that 7-pin to fall. Fantastic shot by Zachary.
Yeah, very good.
And nice cover for Avery.
Nolan had a little miss last frame, but other than that, has had a solid game. So let's see if we can jump back on it.
Yeah, that little bit of a washout. The 1-2-4-10.
Ah, got it in a little bit again.
So that or a little bit of a extra little hit because of the lazy shot on 33. It's all right. Baby split. Ooh. Just in front.
See what Colton can do. Finish up his big 10th frame here. Our friends at ABC Gates have the BCTV brought to you by
Yes.
the awesome, our friends at Strike 10 and BPAA. I have trivia questions. I was trying to answer them.
Just a pre-shout out. I believe next weekend they're actually hosting a Eastern Regional, PBA Eastern Regional here at ABC
Oh,
Gates.
nice. Yeah, they are. Yes.
So we have a pro-am on Friday, competition Saturday and Sunday.
Great tournament hosts here. Kelvin and his crew.
Nice finish, Colton.
Very nice.
No scoring is not what he's probably anticipating, but you know, it's just like I've told all the kids that I've talked to over the last couple of days, it's relax, have fun, try to make your spares.
For sure.
Spares are where the game's at.
The young Zachary has a turkey here. Let's see what he can do on top of that. Oh, it's all right. It happens. Short patterns are tricky. You're looking at the gutter. Sometimes the ball just goes astray. Good shot by Parker. Got away with it.
There we go. Good
He's
spare.
like, yes. Another one. Brandon Steen in the chat. What's happening, Brandon? Brandon's got a great youth tournament coming up in the Midwest, the Iowa area. If you're looking for a place to travel this year with your young youth bowler.
Much better shot.
Man, Zachary's killing it. I love it. 193.
Just that one little errant one, but that's all right.
Yep. And he had a little open in the first frame. So Zachary's on a good pace for next game. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, Nolan. Oh, man. Nolan has had the last couple frames. I think it just started transitioning on him
Cool.
pretty hard. So Nolan finishes up with 190. Not what he wanted.
No, especially
that
not
game.
after that start.
Yeah. So we'll see what he does next game. All right, we're gonna watch Mr. Lucas finish up. Oh. He's like, what? What just happened? 5-pin. Of course, if you are watching, we have 3 more games to go. This is game 2. The bowlers at the SYC, they will bowl 5 games in each round. We award medals for the top 3 in each division after each round. Looks like we have a spammer just joined us this morning.
Yep. I don't know if
Hold on,
anybody that
everyone.
was just watching might have just caught it off the right hand side on 36. Nolan Randisi just picked up a nice little washout.
Oh, nice. All right, we're gonna watch Mr. Lucas bowl his last ball here. And there we go. And a strike to finish.
Great way to finish.
All right, Nathan, you got to go out and get
All
some
right.
scores. Thanks for
Yep.
hanging out. And we will
Absolutely.
have you back in the booth. Don't worry. We'll
Oh,
talk
yeah.
more about bowling and maybe where you'll be in a few weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, we are back, and I am joined by the one and only, as someone said earlier. Uh-oh, forgot his headset. The Cliff Barnes.
Hey, how's it going, Blair?
How's it going over there?
On this side of the world, it's very cold.
Yeah.
Got like fans in the AC unit right above me. It's freezing.
Yeah, this bowling center, and I knew it coming in, but that vent blows right straight into the booth, so yeah, it is what it is. It's nice and cool. Bowlers, if you need a place to cool down, come to the igloo.
Yeah.
It even looks like an igloo.
It does look like an igloo. It's got the brick on the back. Very chill.
But you know what? You're selling the SYC blankets right now.
Yeah. Everybody that comes into the booth today is going to need one of these like Sherpa blankets.
Yeah.
They're super nice.
I love the blankets. I love that you've added that. Cliff, you and your team came on this year. Coolwick has totally colored up the SYC. It is brighter than it's ever been with all these jersey designs.
Gerald, Nick, Brandy, they've done a great job this year.
It looks
They've done
awesome.
a really good job.
Yeah.
You know, in the blankets, there's nothing better when you're watching, you know, college football on Saturday, or you're watching NFL on Sunday, you're watching your favorite basketball game through the week.
Yes.
You just got that blanket, right? Like that comfort blanket. You're on the couch with it.
Yeah.
You're cuddled up maybe with a cold refreshment. It's the best. Like,
Yeah.
you got to have a blanket.
I have one at home. I forgot to bring it this weekend. I have an SYC blanket because
Yeah.
I love it. It lives on my couch, so then I forget to put it in my bag. Gonna have to
Yeah,
get
the
a
blankets
second
are
to
nice.
have a travel bag or a travel blanket and a home blanket.
Yeah, Brandy made me one of these. It's got, we're big Tampa Bay Lightning fans,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
got like the Lightning Stanley Cup pose with the team, and that was my Christmas gift this year.
Yeah.
But they're super, super comfortable blankets.
Yeah, Gerald designed this awesome, I believe it is a Tampa Bay SYC jersey. However, it also is Buckeye colors.
Okay.
And so we have now this red and black and gray jersey that Leanne was like, oh, we should wear those every Saturday. I'm like, oh, yeah, we should. I agree.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So when you see us wearing it, it was not my idea. It was Leanne's idea. I just support the decision. So anyway, all right, we are watching Tyler Jones, Caden Griffin, Kai Struthers, Ethan Amenka, Adam Wakely, who his hair game has, it's not like it used to be, and Grant Taylor. He used to have this like crazy hair. He was like winning the hair game every event.
Changed it up a little bit.
He did, yes. Josh Morgan, Alex Gublo, Jacob Boxty, Evan Hatzman, Andrew Sass, and How do you think you pronounce that?
I'm going to go with Jay.
Jay? Okay, Jay Mendelson.
I'm going to go with Jay.
Yeah, all right. Someone will correct us if we got it wrong. Nana Starkey is excited to see you next week, Cliff.
Nana Starkey, we're super excited. Super excited to see the Starkeys next week. Sending Frank a shout out. Hope he's feeling better.
Yeah, it's super sad.
So it was Beth's birthday this week too.
Yes. And you guys are going for the White Sox game next week.
Yeah, next weekend. That's going to be exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
It's a great event.
I think the White Sox, maybe they'll catch a win that day. I know they haven't had many of them this year, but maybe we could bring some luck to the White Sox organization and Sam and those guys. So
a little luck doesn't hurt.
A little luck.
Bowling luck.
A little bowling luck would be nice for those guys.
For sure.
Yeah, this is a nice center. It's the first time I've been up here to ABC Gates.
It's a
nice
tournament
big
center.
Yeah,
they run a lot of tournaments. Kelvin and his crew here, they do it all.
Yeah, they have a great spot to host big tournaments. 48 lanes, big concourse, and the bathrooms. Like, it's so
beautiful.
Clean. Like,
beautiful.
It's such a clean bowling center. Super nice.
They're bowlers, so they know like what's important, and they just make sure they cross every T.
Yeah, they do a great job. Some bowling centers, you go into the bathroom, it's like a truck stop, but not here. You feel like you're going into your home bathroom here. It's very
True
nice.
that. It's like decorated and stuff. Someone just flew at me.
Had some of their wings here too, like the wings yesterday. Very good. Very impressed.
Now, Cliff, you've traveled a lot in your life, but have you ever been to Rochester at all?
The only time I've ever been to Rochester, almost made that. Alex almost made that. I was pretty slick.
Yeah.
But, I've only been here one time when they had the the USBC
Okay,
Open here. Was it Rochester or Syracuse?
that was Syracuse.
So we came through Rochester.
Yeah. So
Hung out
have
a
you
little
ever
bit.
had the famous garbage plate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna get one tonight.
the gutter plate.
Yeah.
They
have
do a gutter
plate?
plate here.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they're doing a lunch special.
The gutter plate lunch.
Yeah, it's like $9.
Might have to try that.
Shop at
I'm
Jay.
down for anything like that. Like a garbage plate, trash plate,
Yeah.
gutter
Oh
plate.
yeah, right? Yeah.
Canada, they do like the poutine, where it's kind of
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know, the Canadians' cleaner version of a trash plate.
Yeah, clean. Exactly.
You know, they're nicer people up there for the most part. They're more polished, I guess you could say.
Right.
But yeah, they got their poutine, and it's great.
Yeah, you gotta try the local cuisine when you are traveling through.
It's one of the best perks of traveling.
Absolutely.
You know, like the local flair, like the local flavor.
Ethan is stringing them. Gets away with that one too for a 4-bagger.
Nice. Yeah. Some of the scores look like they're starting to come up a little bit.
Yeah.
The short pattern was tricky. You know?
Yeah.
It's very tricky until it blends a little bit.
It looked really tricky game one. It looked like they couldn't play the gutter for whatever reason. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, it definitely looked like pair to pair too. Like the pairs seem like they play a little different, more so than some houses. But
Yeah.
hopefully we can see some big scores now. Seems like some of the kids, I see 4-baggers over there. Definitely more 4-baggers through 4 frames than I've seen all day.
I think you know this Tyler kid.
I've known Tyler since he was basically born, so he's my son. So
He's pulling all right. What's he at after the first two?
he's had a lot down.
All right.
So
Good shot there.
yeah, this is a learning experience for Ty. So
How old is he?
Ty 17.
17. All right.
Yeah. So
He was very helpful last night at the carnival.
awesome.
Always helping out, which is great to see in the young men of that age group.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one to help out. So he helps out at the warehouse, helps
Cool.
us with some of the stuff on the Cool Wick and the shipping, logistics stuff. So he's been working there for a few years now. He's obviously, being my son, he's been working at it ever since we could get him to
Right.
a table of any sort. But
He likes it.
he
He's
loves
into
bowling.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we really tried not to push anything on kids, like being as bowling centric as we are in the family. You know, everything's bowling, so we didn't want to push bowling onto the kids. We didn't want to ruin it for them. If they took an interest in bowling,
Right.
it'd be their own interest. So my oldest son enjoys bowling, but he's not, you know, a diehard. He's not passionate about it.
Right.
My daughter, she actually designs for Cool Wick.
Ah.
But you know, she enjoys the fun of bowling, but she's not competitive. And then Ty's the competitive, passionate bowler in the family.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's fun.
Mr. Team USA bowler Jacob Boxty here. I jinxed him a little bit, I
He's
think.
a little bit of a jinx.
Yeah, but
How's he bowling so far?
you know, I'm gonna wait until actually I can pull them up now. The scores seem to be a little. Some pairs are finishing quicker than others, but let's see.
This bowl metrics program is great.
Is it not so cool? So Jake's scores. Let's look at where he's at today. No, wrong one. Good thing they can't see what I'm doing right now because this is not the proper way to use bowl metrics. Where am I going? Okay, U18 boys, we're going to go into the short pattern.
He's been stepping up here. Let's see if he can get 5.
So his second game
Nice
is not
shot,
in, but Jacob Boxty shot 230 game 1.
Okay.
Jay shot 234. I wonder if I can grab a sheet from this pair.
We had a sheet here, but it blew off from the hurricane force winds here from the fan above the table here.
Last year we called this area the meat locker because it
Okay.
got pretty cold. It gets colder believe it or not.
I don't believe it. Yeah, Jacob had the whole look yesterday. He had the shoes.
Team USA,
Yeah.
yeah. I told him, I go, you're missing your Team USA sweatpants because he
All
had
I
like
needed.
a backpack, the red, white, and blue dunks. Like
Yeah, it looked good.
he was all in.
It's nice
So-
to see the kids wearing their Team USA shirts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, representing the U.S. is a huge accomplishment. Let's see if we have some bios. Let's look. This is always hit or miss in the U18 boys because I don't know if you were ever a U18 boy, which I think you were at some point. You probably did not want to fill out a form of any kind
we
at
didn't
that
want
age.
to fill out forms. You know, you're way too cool at that age to fill a form out.
Totally. You do not want to talk about yourself. I do have Evan the next time he's up. I'm going to see if we have one for Caden. Caden is from Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Sequoia Pro Bowl is his home center.
Nice place.
I grew up there, so love that place.
Do you know that place well?
Yes. 16 years old, high game of 289. He also plays the violin and guitar. And
Talented.
he does long distance cycling.
Okay.
And this is fun. To anyone watching, he hopes you're having a great day. Bye. See you later.
Wow, what a nice kid.
Yeah. I love that. Caden, I remember him bowling his first SYC. He's really improved a lot since then. So, yeah, works with Henson Bowling Academy. Bill Henson's group
Nice.
there.
Super
Another
talented guy. Violin and the guitar.
I know, right?
Like, I love the violin. Like, what a great instrument.
Yeah. Speaking of nice kids, Grant Taylor, super nice kid.
That was a good too.
So good.
Nice shot.
His sister is heading off to Pikeville
Oh,
this
nice.
year. Yep.
Gonna be a bear.
Yep. So, Dad, I was talking to his dad yesterday. He's here with Grant this weekend in New York. He'll travel back, which is like 6 or 7 hours, and then Monday he'll turn around, get in a car with Allie, and drive the 6 hours down to Pikeville.
Nice.
So it's driving week for him.
Pikeville's changed a lot over the years. Like, it's a super nice facility they have now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's cool. So he's from the place you grew up.
He is, yeah. It's very, very cool. It's so funny because I remember, like, now I've been gone long enough that I remember the kids when they were super little, and then I see them and I'm like, no, you're not that old, right? Like, it goes so quick.
Just like that overnight. They're
Yeah.
this big.
It's crazy. But I do love seeing all the youth bowlers coming out. Columbus, Ohio is killing it right now with youth bowling. But so is New York. I mean, Danielle and I were talking about it this morning. There are a lot of events that are popping up in New York for youth bowlers. They have a great high school program up here. It's a great area.
Just makes sense, right? I mean, Ohio, New York, these places are great bowling areas. So seeing that the kids have good programs and high school bowling and
Right.
the
The
college
adults are starting to
programs,
give back. Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
nice to see. And I think a lot of the people that are our age, right? Like,
Yep. Exactly.
you know, we're starting to have kids and kids that are of this age.
Yeah. You
so-
want them to have opportunities.
We were fortunate enough to have some good opportunities when we were that age, so it just makes sense that people are giving back, and
For sure.
we're starting to see an incline for the youth. Good opportunities. Me and Gerald were just talking about this. You know, when we were growing up, it was really few and far between where you had somebody that could help you with lane play or surfaces or
Right.
you know, drillings, whatever, how to play, how to adjust. You really only had like your local bowlers that were the best bowlers in the area.
Right.
And
Like
they
the
may-
pro in the house, right?
They
Yeah.
may or may not know the right way to do what you need.
Right.
Just they were really good for that area. But now with the internet and all the good knowledge out there, you can really get good information easily, and it's so accessible. So it's really nice to see these kids come out here. It's nice to see when they play them correctly and
Yeah.
they have the right ball in their hand. I think it's good for bowling. A lot of purists might disagree that the scores being a little higher, and the access to the equipment the kids have. But who wants to come out and struggle all day because
No.
you're playing the wrong part of the lane or you have the wrong ball? Like, why do we want to make it so
Hard.
difficult?
Yeah.
Like, let's make it fun,
Yeah,
right? Like, it's
right.
fun. It's fun to bowl well, and giving these kids the tools they need to come out here and be prepared, it's important.
There's enough hidden obstacles.
It's so hard. Bowling's so hard.
Yeah.
So many variables, so many obstacles. And if you don't have the knowledge, you wouldn't even think about what you need to do to play the lanes properly. So it's great when you see these kids come out here and they make the right moves and they make the right adjustments.
Yeah.
Because the physical talent is great.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, if you work hard and you practice hard, you can have a great physical game. But if you don't have the access to the knowledge and when to use what, it makes it hard. You can have the greatest physical game on the planet and get nowhere.
Well, I think you run an online store as well that gives a lot of information and a lot of tips and stuff that we should give a shout out to Bowlersmart.
We try at
Yeah,
bowlersmart.com.
there's a lot of news articles and videos and tips and different stuff. So it's a great source for learning, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
we
I
try
think,
real hard.
yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a pro shop too, but the whole goal is to make people better, right?
Yeah, and it's hard. We have 50 stores, and they're across the country, but trying, like where we're at right now, we don't have anything remotely close to here.
Right.
So, and they have good shops in this area, so this isn't the best example, but there's certain parts of the country where Montana or Wyoming or the Dakotas, there's still people that like bowling, and they have smaller centers.
Right.
So it's hard for them to get what we were just talking about, right? Like growing up, we were lucky. Some of the guys were lucky, but there's still certain pockets of the country where it's hard to get good information. So we try to make that a focus on the website under our education tab.
Which is great.
It's important for bowling, like if you really want to get better at something, you're going to have this window that it really snags your attention and it's got you, right? And if you don't improve at a pace that you feel like, is the right amount, depending on how much dedication you put into it or money or whatever for equipment, then you're going to get frustrated and, your passion for it is going to wane.
For sure.
So we try to get people while they're into it. You want to give people the knowledge that they need so they can see some improvement. Nobody wants to try to work hard at something and get nowhere.
No, that is the last thing you want to do.
Sounds like my hockey, trying to learn how to skate.
Here's Mr. Kai.
Yeah, he throws it so nice.
Kai throws it so good.
I think Gerald was telling me he shot 300 at junior gold this year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was just going to say he was one of the youngest for a long time to shoot 300. And then I think he appeared on, I can't remember if it was The Tonight Show or Letterman. One of the late shows had him come on, which was super cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So Kai's been in bowling for a while.
He's from the Northeast, right? Like Jersey, New York,
Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yep. And he has just entered the U18 division because this is the time of year when kids are moving up too. So he's in the big leagues now.
Yeah, he is. When we were growing up, they were called different things. Like, it wasn't like U18.
Yeah, it was like Bantam and Junior.
Yeah,
and
all kind of whack names. They really had nothing to do with anything.
They got smarter. They're like, let's make this easier to understand for everyone.
Yeah, well, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Shout out to them for doing that.
It's true. Here's Mr. Andrew Sass too. Andrew, him and his dad bowl a lot of youth go to a lot of youth events, and Andrew bowls a lot. But I do think he's starting to look at colleges, which is always fun when they start to look at like what the next step is. Which I was talking to a parent yesterday, and there's just so many opportunities for these kids.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And like his son I asked him, I'm like, where is he going next year? Because he's a senior. And he said, well, he threw us for a loop because he doesn't want to bowl in college like he always said he did. He bowled like an adult tournament that gave smart money and really liked it. So he wants to start bowling adult and not
Okay.
bowl college, but still go to college.
Right.
So he wants to stay local, close to home.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of different directions that they can go, and there's no wrong path. I mean, I think that's the key, is letting kids know, like, anything you want to do, it's your life, right? Like, at this point.
There's so many different avenues to get to where you want to be in life. There's no path that's the same for everybody.
No.
And that's a great thing about bowling, is you can go to college. You can stay local and go to community college and bowl local. You can bowl regionals. There's so many different ways to advance.
And with the smart money, they, you know, if you've collected, I mean, they're collecting so much smart money now that they have a little advantage too. Like if they just want to go to a state school or even a community college, they might be able to pay for it completely with their smart money.
Yep. And like in Florida, I don't know if they have this around the country. I would assume they do have something similar. In Florida, you spend 2 years at a community college and get your associates. You can transfer to almost every major university in Florida, and you go right in as a junior.
Yeah, right.
So,
I think Ohio did that a few years ago too. So yeah, I think that is pretty common. Such a great. There's just like you said, any avenue you take.
you know, like technical school. Like there's a huge need for a lot of technical positions right now. So again, like my buddy, he's got sons and they're going through the technical trade. They're learning HVAC and the amount of
such
money.
a good career.
HVAC, like everybody south of where we're at right now is going to need HVAC pretty much 10 months out of the year. And they're going to call you at any time of the day and pay you whatever it requires for you to get that AC running.
Yeah, especially in July.
Especially in July and August.
The price no longer matters. It's like, yep, I need it. It's funny.
I will pay you whatever it takes.
Oh, your pal Jimmy just popped in. What's up, Jimmy? He said when we're growing up. Thanks for showing our age.
We have a whole chat. I didn't even notice the chat. I'm sorry. I'm a rookie. I'm not
It's okay.
a pro like Blair.
Yeah, I threw him in. I threw him into the igloo, as we're calling it. The live stream igloo.
I was just hanging out over there and
minded his
pulled into
own
the igloo.
business.
I wasn't dressed. Wasn't dressed for this.
Oh,
So.
you're wearing a logo.
Yeah, but I don't have like a jacket on or a ski jacket to come into the igloo. So, what's up, everybody? Shout out. See my cousin Carla's in the chat. So, Ron Gillette's in the chat. Not gonna say go Bills, even though we're in
I
the
said
area.
go Bills earlier.
I can't. I just can't.
I know. I understand.
I'm a Dolphins fan. That would be like you saying go Michigan or go Blue.
I very much struggled. I actually made someone apologize to me accidentally for wearing a Michigan hat in the room down there, because I was like, oh, that's a nice hat, but go Bucks. And he's like, oh, I didn't buy this because I like Michigan. He like had this whole story. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, the chat. This chat feature is nice.
Yeah, we like it. We like to say hey to everyone in the chat. Thanks for watching, the kids. Hit that share button so other people can know all about the awesome youth bowlers here at the SYC. I need to know what Adam. I'm going to talk to Adam after this game and figure out. He used to have like the spiky hair thing going on. We've calmed it down.
You go through those phases.
We're maturing, apparently.
You go through those phases in life.
Yeah. Your crew is in.
That looks like Goodman's got a question.
Oh, he does? You decide to bowl adult tournaments for prize money. Does that exclude from... Yeah, so this is an interesting question. So I don't know from the NCAA side, because I never like to comment on that side, because...
They have their own set of rules.
Yeah,
Very different.
And every school is different. It's not even like blanketed across all the NCAA.
But now, and with the NIL and all that other stuff now, like it gets really muddy now.
Yeah, totally. But as far as the other side, as long as the kids choose to accept the money as smart. So the young bowler I was talking about, he actually, that adult tournament offered smart money as the prize, which a lot of adult tournaments can do. It's pretty easy.
Right.
And so as long as they get paid per se in the smart funds, Ken.
Wow,
Oh,
we got
look at this.
I'm not even going to say what we got going on over here.
Well, you'll be able to see it to the left of the screen. The camera, unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry, but the camera is too far away and too wobbly to move. But you will see.
Can I try to move it, or will I ruin it? Will I break it?
You won't break it. You can try. Give
I'm
it a go,
gonna try.
just slightly. Nice little tap. There we go. Okay, we're gonna move a little to the left. Okay, he's doing it. All right. So this young man just won junior gold this year in the U15 boys division.
Really?
Elliot
Those are
Gordon. He also is from Columbus. Shout out to Central Ohio USBC.
Ohio, doing it up over there in Ohio.
They are. We are watching this one ball here. Our cameraman Cliff.
Wow, great
That's
shot.
300 for young Elliot
Amazing.
Gordon there. Man,
Wow, what a game by Elliot.
that was unreal. I love it.
I want to take a lot of credit for somebody else's achievement, but I feel like me and Blair,
Totally. Yeah,
we deserve a little bit there because we didn't say it, we didn't jinx it.
we did not.
We had the great chance to jinx it, but we didn't jinx it.
I will tell you though, it was a little sneaky,
Super sneaky.
front 10 because I didn't hear anything until the
Nobody.
10th, and then there's clapping, and it's like actually 11th, front 11.
Yeah, when he threw the 11th ones, when people really started clapping. So,
Shout out to the whole group. So
wow, that was impressive.
yeah, Elliot is unreal. He's an SYC champion too, but junior gold this year. He's killing it. He has a brother, Miles Gordon, bowling this weekend too, and those two just
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive bowling
Totally.
family. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever been sitting in a booth and had an opportunity to ruin somebody's run like that. So I didn't want to be that guy.
good. You made the right call. Elliot appreciates you.
But yeah, definitely some good scores this game.
Yeah.
I see a lot more smiling faces on the kids.
I see a lot of 200s on the scoreboard, which I haven't seen yet today. So, oh, I did
Yeah.
have a bio for Evan. Let me pull this up. Let's find out a little bit about Evan. All right, Evan is from. Oh, jeez, he's from Long Island. Do you want to take a stab at that?
Ronkonkoma.
Okay, I'm going with that.
Ronkonkoma, Long Island.
Bowls at AMF Center Reach. 17 years old. He bowled a 300 at the NYUSBC Youth Championships in Syracuse, New York. He loves to do chemistry homework.
Same. We share that love of doing chemistry homework.
I want to say hi to Mom, Kelly, and grandparents at home.
Super nice.
I wish
Hey,
I
Mom.
loved to do chemistry homework when I was a kid, man.
Anybody that loves to do chemistry homework's probably going far.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So yeah, so shout out to Mom. Hopefully Mom was watching.
Oh, hold on. Nailed the 10 pin. No worries.
I like Andrew's jersey.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out like what's going on there. It looks cool though.
It looks like chocolate milk.
It looks like Yoo-hoo or something. Or
Maybe it is. Now, you guys have, I do want to give a shout out to Kulik and all of your designers because you have endless amounts of designs. Every
Yeah.
time I go on there, it's like,
so much.
I just get
It's a lot of
lost.
designs.
Yeah.
You could scroll for hours and not see the same design twice.
Which is awesome because bowlers,
Nice shot, Andrew.
I know that most of the time other than SYC jerseys, I think those are different because you want to rep the state that you bowled in.
Right.
But other than that, like the last thing you want to do is wear the same jersey everyone's wearing at a tournament.
Yeah, you want to be individual.
Different, right? Yeah. It is chocolate milk.
It is chocolate milk.
Dad
Awesome.
Doug is hanging out. I see Mrs. Trentler in the chat. Hello, Mrs. Trentler. Go Jake and Andy, she says. the Trentler boys, another
Nice.
group.
Absolutely. So it
Awesome
looks
bowlers.
like Doug says that it's where to go. Ronkonkoma.
That's all you.
I'll go. I'll go with that.
Long Island, that is one place I've never been, and I kind of want to go out there one time just to see it.
Well, I hope you have a couple days to spend on the LIE. So
Yeah.
yeah, the Long Island Expressway. It's like a parking lot at certain times of the day.
That's fair. That's probably why I've never been out there.
I've
Oh,
only been out there a few times, and it's a cool area.
Yeah.
Like all of New York is really cool.
it's very cool, and it's all different. That's the really interesting part about this state specifically, because it's big, right? Like it's a big state, but it's
Yeah.
not the biggest state. But it's so unique in each area you go to.
A lot of different. Like we went when I was younger. We went up to the Adirondacks,
Oh,
Lake
yeah.
George. It was so gorgeous up there.
Right.
You know, and Buffalo and Rochester, Syracuse, Albany. We've been fortunate enough to drive through a lot of these places. All right, Ty. It was better. It was better. It's so much harder to watch as a parent, you know.
Yeah.
Like-
You want to bowl yourself, right? Like you're like,
You want to get out there and you want to try to kick some tens over for them and help out as much as you can, but you can't, right? You just got to sit back here and
yeah.
let them do well or let them struggle and try to be supportive.
I feel like you have a fantastic poker face. So the one thing, like I always remember Dr. Dean, he did a parent seminar years ago, and he talked about the face, like your face is usually the first thing that kids see when they come off of the approach, and so, but you don't really realize what your face is doing all the time, right? but he encouraged the parents to really be aware of like what your
Don't
face.
show them that face of disappointment.
Right.
Yeah.
like, or if you know if they deserve it, like if they left a 7-10 in the 10th, like be disappointed with them, right?
Right.
Like not like that's
Like I feel your pain.
right.
Yeah, it's tough.
But I feel like that half the time I don't know what you're thinking, so I'm sure Ty is like, yeah, it's cool. I could look at Dad.
Ty stays pretty positive.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he stays pretty positive. He's had some health issues. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, like so he's got Crohn's.
Okay.
So
That's
we're working through that, and you know he's been super positive through the whole thing. And
Is it a recent discovery?
oh,
or?
yeah, it was about
Yeah.
a year and a half ago,
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
We figured it out, and it was pretty scary. But I was glad that we got it figured out. You know,
Yeah.
it was a relief to have a diagnosis, because if any parents ever had the unknown of, you know, what their kid's going through, it's pretty scary. So it's nice to just get some relief on the diagnosis, and then you can go to work trying to make
Yeah.
it better and fix it. So,
Yeah, when I was growing up, Chris Vine, and he doesn't talk about it much, but he has Crohn's.
you know, a lot of people
Yeah.
people don't really talk about it.
Right.
Like once we started talking about it, you know, we were really surprised at how many people share, you know, if it's not Crohn's, it's some form
Right.
of like a gastrointestinal disease, you know.
Right.
So
And
And
it
I
is
know
about management, right? Like
it's all about management,
Yeah.
managing your flare-ups, and a lot of things you do. It's just a real random disease too.
Yeah.
You know, like you'll have flare-ups and you didn't do anything wrong. It's
Right.
just it's a strange one. But
And you don't do anything to get it either. It
Yeah,
just
it
kind
just
of
happens.
happens, right? Like
so I know Rhino used to have
Yeah.
a whole, you know, fundraiser for Crohn's and colitis.
right.
So shout out to all those guys and Rhino for raising money for the cause. But it's you know, but anyway, going back to the story, like he was really big into like ROTC and he wanted to do military,
Oh yeah.
but you can't with Crohn's. So
Oh, bummer.
probably about a year ago, like he really started to get back into bowling. So
Huh.
fun to see him out here compete a little bit. This is his first SYC. So just seeing him get back into bowling and having such a positive attitude about things is really good.
Yeah, it is that inclusive sport. Like you really can have something else going on that people can't see, and you can compete just as
Right.
well as anyone else.
Absolutely.
So Josh Morgan is striking a lot on 31. Is one non-striking frame.
Yeah, he just had that one hiccup.
Yeah. I believe this is his very last year of youth as well. He has a young sister who just turned 10. But I think this is Josh's last full year. He kind of got that bonus year. He graduated, but he wasn't 18 before August.
Right. Made the cutoff.
Yeah. Those birthdays are the great ones.
He's got a nice game.
Yeah, he does. He always dresses so sharp too.
He's very well put together. I was noticing that. He's got a fresh cut. Like, it's very well put together.
Yeah, they just got a puppy too. I was talking to mom. Their puppy's 3 months old.
Yeah, what kind of puppy?
Oh, I want to say it's a Bernese mix, like one of the Bernese mountain dogs. I'll have to ask, but they were saying that the biting right now, they're in the puppy biting phase, which anyone who has a puppy, you instantly remember the sharp teeth. But
that's kind of cute, and then you realize that you gotta stop them. Like they can't just be biting and nipping all the time. You gotta get them toys and keep them biting. Ooh, hope he's okay over there.
Yeah, we had a little spill. He's smiling, so
yeah, he's all right. Me or you go down like that, Blair. We're laid
done.
up for like 6 weeks, but he's okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Speaking of which, you were laid up for a little while. Are you feeling better with that? Like,
I wish. Bowlers. Here's
was it your driveway got you?
Yeah, I fell on ice. Yeah, I saw you that trip.
Yeah.
I totally now I have sciatic nerve pain from that fall. Yeah, so I have to go back to the doctor. But anyone that has any back injuries, I now feel your pain. Unfortunately,
literally feel the pain.
I would encourage everybody to wear proper boots when walking on snow or ice. Although I really don't think I had no chance. I fell on ice. There was.
And I'd imagine that happens a lot. We don't have that problem in Florida, but where you guys live and most parts of the country, I'd assume that's a pretty big issue, falling on ice in the driveway, on the sidewalk.
So in this area, I feel like everyone understands falling on ice. We don't get ice as much. We got like a random. It got hot, and so it rained, and then it froze. So normally we're kind of, we don't get ice, which is why my guard was down. But yeah, I'm trying to come back. I need to start practicing again and bowling and bowling league. So
yeah, sciatica it's a real big problem.
It's awful. It's no fun. But unfortunately, I think it's just the amount these kids bowl. But I've heard a lot of kids, like, as they're coming in, they'll tell me about their injuries. I'm like, man, you were too young to be injured. But I do think it's like every other sport now. Like, you hear about it in baseball, right? Like, the pitchers, these kids are having, like, major league arm issues because they're just pitching so much.
Yeah.
But I think in bowling, too, like, these kids are bowling as much or more than some of the PBA players and PWBA players.
Bowling a lot.
Bowling every weekend, they bowl 15 games this weekend in 2 days.
God, so much bowling.
Right.
Let's see if Josh can keep this string going. So next month is Boise, right?
Yes. Boise, Idaho. You guys making the drive over or out?
Yeah, we're making the drive.
The drive.
The drive from Florida.
The flight out, that is.
Yeah, I know. I think G and Nick are scheduled for Boise. I think after Boise is Myrtle Beach, right? Or Charlotte?
Yes. I'm sorry. There is something like biting my arm. Hold on a sec. Got like something. There's like a spider or something in me.
Might want to check that out.
I know. I'm like, all right. Anyway, you are coming out for Idaho, you said.
Nick and Gerald are.
Okay.
Yep. They're going to that. And then I think Myrtle or floats after that, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna all come up for that. We're gonna drive to that one. So it's about a 6.5-hour drive.
You should tell Gerald and Nick to make it into come to Storm HQ before heading to.
Before going to Boise.
Yeah, it's not. You could drive from.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna drive Thursday, so.
Or maybe they could just fly in and ride with you guys up there. You guys
For
could
sure.
carpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to reschedule some things. I'm pretty sure Nick's never been to HQ out there. I don't know if Gerald. I think Gerald's came. Gerald's came with us, I believe, out there.
We'll give you all a tour. Get to see how the we're offering it to all the families too. Anyone
Really
that wants
cool.
to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool of you guys to do that. And if no one's ever been out there, you should really try to take them up on that offer. Plus, you guys have the new like the museum there.
Yeah, every bowling ball. It's not quite open yet. It might be open by the time that they get there.
We walked through it last year, or it might have been February. I don't remember, but when we walked through it, obviously it wasn't put together, but for a bowling junkie like me, it was just really cool. It didn't have to be put together just to see all the bowling balls. And bowling balls from the 40s and 50s and 60s,
Oh, yeah.
70s.
There's everything, every bowling ball ever.
It's really a neat thing to see. Nice shot. Josh put together a nice game this game too.
Yeah. 245. Super solid.
Every shot was pretty solid too.
Right.
Andrew's got a really nice game going as well. Yeah, this bowling center had the did they have the Queens?
U.S. Open
US
2 years
Open.
ago, yeah. They're also hosting a regional this year, which is super cool.
That is cool. It was nice to see Danielle out here yesterday
Yeah.
with the kids. That was pretty awesome.
She loves it. She gave a great Q&A seminar.
Yeah, she's great. It's nice to see that your guys' staff give back. They come out for the SYCs, talk to the kids,
For
sign
sure.
autographs, hang out. It's really, really neat.
All right, Cliff. Well, thanks for hanging out this game. We'll
Thanks
have
for
more
having
of
me.
your team in. Thank you for to you and Brandy and G and Nick for everyone who supports the SYC. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's our
They're a
pleasure.
great partner for us.
It's our pleasure. And thanks for having us. Every month we love coming to this.
Cool.
Last month we didn't have it, so we felt like we were missing out that month.
I know it. Yeah, we take that summer off for Junior Gold because these kids, they were bowling a lot.
Oh yeah.
We didn't see them, but they were certainly out there bowling.
Yeah, I saw a lot of these kids at Junior Gold. We were there for like 10 days. It's crazy how big Junior Gold's got.
It's amazing, yeah, for sure.
Like I remember when I was a kid bowling, and it was like a tenth of the size it is now.
It's insane.
But thanks for having us.
Yeah, we love having you. And Jake wanted that one to go. I think he was on a turkey going into the 10th.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, he still has a 200. I'm not sure what he bowled. Oh, we could look and see if they did put in the score for last game.
They shot 230, I think, the first game, right?
Yep.
So
And then
he's still sitting in a decent spot.
they'll catch his games next game when they pick up the score sheets.
So what makes it tough on the short? Like it's so tricky, and then the guys that have it, they really have it. They have a good look, and the guys that don't, you look like you're fishing with no bait. So it's very frustrating sometimes on the short.
For sure. All right, we're gonna take a short break after we watch Jake and Jay finish up this. Wow.
Wow. A little extra count there.
Yeah, really.
So you got Gerald coming next?
I think we're gonna have Kelvin come in next to talk
Nice.
about the ABC gates, and then Gerald I think we'll have in the afternoon. We'll bring him in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Give him a little time to wake up.
Yeah. Sometimes I make him come in early, and it's always like he's a little groggy.
Yeah.
After lunch, after the
Yeah.
gutter plates.
Yeah, he's not a morning person, so
Me neither. I can feel with that, or I can feel that. So,
must
all
be
right.
an Ohio State thing.
I think it is. Thanks for hanging out, Cliff. Good
All right,
luck
thanks,
to
guys.
Ty,
Thanks, Blair.
and we'll see you. We'll see you in a few minutes. We'll be right back.
Be back.
Hi guys. We're back. I'm here with Calvin. How's it going so far?
So far, so good.
Smooth sailing. We like to hear that.
Yeah. Scores look pretty good today.
They seem to be very like kind of all over the place. Like if you have it, you have it and you can score really well. And if you don't have it, they look a little tricky for the kids that are trying to figure it out.
Yes, they do.
So I believe this is game
4.
Game 4 right now.
Yep. And unfortunately for us, we don't have that little cheat sheet to know where people are from. So I guess we'll just have to wing it.
Lots of urethane in this area.
Plus, I've noticed a lot of urethane going down the lane.
So we were talking earlier about how there's lots of events in this center. Tell us about some of the stuff that's coming up here.
Next week we have we're hosting our first PBA regional. That's next weekend. Then we have Bud Light Challenge coming up November 1st and 2nd, and we've put that with the PWBA Women's Regional that we're gonna have November 3rd. Next year we'll have you ladies back for the Players Championship in August. So yeah, we got a few things coming up.
Awesome. We love coming here.
We love hosting you guys.
So you got to watch practice a little bit yesterday, or were you busy running around doing stuff?
No, I watched practice. I watched the long mostly.
Okay.
So I was at the desk.
What were your thoughts on that? I know we won't see that until tomorrow morning at this point. But
It was definitely, normally it's light volume when they go long, but it seemed to be a little heavier. So it was good. It's going to be interesting, I think. But once again, those that lined up, played it well. I did notice that a couple kids found out that they could play the gutter on it.
yes, I've heard that.
The gutter seemed to hook, a decent amount. So it's going to be interesting to see if they play them in or play them up the gutter.
For sure. I think we'll see them kind of playing everywhere. It's going to be really important to kind of watch where the pair you're going to is playing to give you some information.
So what's coming up for you? Are you on break now? You got more bowling?
No, I have more bowling. I leave Thursday for an international trip. So I'm going to go do some clinics in Germany. I'm going to bowl in Sweden for the Lucky Larson Masters. And then I fly to Korea for Ginseng is opening a new bowling center. So it's the grand opening for there. And we're going to have a big event that goes with that. And then I finally get to come home and I have a little bit of a break. A much needed break.
I'm sure.
Very excited to just, sleep in the same bed for like a couple nights in a row. Like no one realizes how hard that is until, you do it for a couple of weeks and then you're like, man, I just want like all my clothes to be in one place and the little things.
Yeah. So now when you go international, do you have to get there early so your body can adapt to time change or?
I feel like I've really mastered it pretty well with like when to sleep, when not to sleep, especially like the night before traveling over, making sure I stay up. So I don't really get there all that much early. On this trip in particular, it's very much like rush. Like you're barely able to finish Lucky Larson and get to Korea in time for it to start. So there is no time. So I'm just gonna have to be really smart with, like I said, if
Time
it means
management.
staying up all night one night so that I could sleep on the plane and be ready to bowl when I get there, then
Okay.
that's what it means.
All right.
But yeah, that's definitely part of it. That's part of the travel strategy with what we do, whether it's going from East Coast to West Coast or to the other side of the world. You have to have your body ready to compete whenever needed. You can tell a pattern is tricky when you see the reaction start to get to this, where
Oh yeah.
people are putting their hands up in the air for catching a strike. And
Like I say, it's interesting because I did watch game 1 and U12 started down here, so there's a lot of urethane and plastic going down the thing. So the transition's got to be really tricky right about now.
for sure, that's definitely the hard thing about, it's all mixed together, all the age levels and, boys and girls. So we saw as the girls moved from like the high end to the low end, they were following the older boys who threw a lot of urethane, and there were a lot of buckets, 2-8-10s.
Yep.
A lot had to make ball changes and big adjustments. They were very different. Keeps you on your toes.
Yes, it does. It's interesting too, looking at all the different jersey designs and styles that they're going with.
I love that we have ways of kind of expressing yourself through what you wear. And we were talking about hair earlier too. Like between your hair and your jersey, you can really get creative.
Yes. And there's a lot of different hairstyles here,
Oh, for sure.
not just on the girls.
For sure. So I believe we have scores up through game 3 if you want to check on bowl metrics. We have, should be all updated. I believe this is under 18 boys here in front of us. We have Elliot Gordon at plus 169.
He bowled 300 earlier.
He was the one that shot 300. Fantastic. Angelo Galafaro plus 133. Jonathan Duran rounding out the top 3 at 105. Quite a bit of high scores in this division.
Yeah.
About 30 of them plus.
Wow.
Let's check out the girls. Under 18 girls, Abigail Starkey's leading 104. That's quite a score. Gianna Brandolino right behind her plus 85. Sierra Gabriel plus 32. We have 5 plus over there. That's the group that I was watching. When they made the turn, it was a really good transition for them. So they're grinding it out down there.
And I mean, low end to high end hair plays different to begin with, so I can't imagine following the boys to make it even harder.
For sure. I will say when it's such a different game going from bowling against women to bowling against the men. They really change the lane so much different than we do. But it's a good thing to learn how to do at a young age. Let's look at under 15 girls. We have Alyssa Randisi with minus 68. Addison Stolnak at minus 74. Madison Lesher minus 103. Rounding out the top 3 for that division. Under 15 boys, Eli Anaker plus 92. Miles Gordon plus 85. Landon Lewis plus 61. Now let's get
Pretty good
into.
scores.
Oh yeah, for sure. It amazes me every year coming to any youth event, junior gold, SYCs. They just get better and better, younger and younger. Like their games are so solid and they're getting so much smarter. Where are we? Under 12 girls, Nora Rowe, minus 142. She's tied with Stevie Newton. So they are battling it out for that first place spot.
Okay.
And Merida Yantz is just a little bit behind them. She can catch them also. Under 12 boys, Trevor Mason leading the pack. Minus 25. That's really good.
That's a great score.
Minus 31 just behind him, Nolan Randisi. I'm assuming that's sibling to Alyssa Randisi. Just a bowling family. And Vinny Piccolo just behind Nolan. Great scores for such little guys. They're fun to watch.
Yes, and Nolan has a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Watching the boys here, you can see a lot of them have urethane playing out, but then there's a lot of them have a lot of surface on big balls playing in and trying to get it to hook stop. It's interesting on how they're choosing to play the pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely seems to be that strategy of get it to hook early, create a smooth shape down lane. I'm impressed with how well the pattern has held up. I was kind of expecting it to maybe blow open a little bit more, but it seems like it's holding pretty good. Some potential high scores right here in front of us. We can close these games out. Very nice. While we're hanging out here, if anyone has any questions, make sure to drop them in, whether for myself or for Calvin, on how it is to run an event, what all that goes into it, all the work that they do,
A lot of prep work.
how they make it run so smoothly. I want notes on that. I think we're going to stick with the boys for the next game. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we're going to get to the girls quite yet. They should start down here for the next round, I would think, though.
Yes. It seems like they're starting to push a little more, too. But I guess that's to be expected with a lot of years going down the lane.
Yeah, it does seem that way. It's hard to tell at this point in the day how much of it's the pattern versus, like we were saying, who they're following and what they're throwing with the urethane balls going down the lane. But it does seem like there's a lot more hold out there than I would have anticipated to see based on the pattern on paper. That's why it's so important to just trust your eyes. We can educate ourselves on bowling balls and the lane patterns and all that so much, but at the end of the day, you just got to play what's in front of you.
Yes, reverse the lane. Let the lane tell you what you need to do.
Absolutely. Such a good shot.
Another good shot.
Lots of good shots right here. That 10 pin doesn't want to fall in this area all of a sudden.
So I can give a little insight. 25 to 38 has brand new pins in it.
Oh, okay.
The carry seems to be a little tougher in this area.
Interesting.
We had
Not broken in yet.
No, we had pins on order, and of course, as everything is today, part of the shipment showed up.
Lovely.
So we're waiting on 80 more cases of pins.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if they see that moving across the house. Staff here is great. So quick. So efficient.
Our guy Ryan, he actually got upset when you guys were here for the U.S. Open because you guys get your own deadwood, so he couldn't show off his speed of getting deadwood. So he was upset.
Oh, he's showing it off now. I saw him running down there before.
Yep.
Got this pin real quick. Ended up with 214 for Nicholas Cologne. McCallan Gage, 180. Ryan over here. Strike for 195. Not a bad game. Looks like it could have been a really close game. Lots of nines, but sometimes just making all those spares and grinding it out is what needs to be done.
An impressive 190 game. Clean.
192.
On 34 makes the ball change for a strike. Trying to finish out his game.
Got away with it.
Sometimes you gotta be a little lucky.
Oh, always. We always take luck in this sport. It's very much needed.
Spencer has? He has 171 in the eighth and a strike in the ninth.
Chance here with the spare. She's 195. A couple people on our pair to our right here that can close out some games for some 220s, 230s. Very nice. Lots of clapping down there.
Yeah.
Somebody must have a big game. Can you see?
I cannot see it. I can only see it's on 25 and 6, but I can't see. There was a string of strikes going into the 10th of play.
Okay. We'll have to wait in here. Hopefully someone's doing something cool. Do you have a big youth program here? Do you have youth leagues and
Yep, we have a Friday afternoon program and then a Saturday morning program.
awesome?
We have probably about 100 kids.
That's good. That's awesome. And you have high school bowling in this area and
Yes.
all of that.
Yep, we have five high schools to bowl out of here.
Very nice.
So yeah, high school bowling is pretty big. So
I believe I think I bowled here when I was in high school, possibly 1 year.
you probably did.
I remember always, every year we made it to states, we'd come up in this direction. Like 1 year was Syracuse, 1 year was Rochester.
Yep.
I don't remember where else we were. I think we were over in Albany 1 year, but it was always up this way. I would imagine. I know my siblings have bowled high school state tournament here. We were talking about that earlier, how great youth bowling is just a kind of across the whole state, you know, all the way down. Long Island has great programs to all the way up here, out to Buffalo. Just tons of youth bowling programs, lots of coaching, lots of opportunity for kids to perfect their talent before going on off to college or off to the pro tour. Very nice shot. So now at least in the 220s. Strikeout for 231. That's for Raymond here.
Fair here to be 220 for Raymond.
frustrating. Definitely wanted that one, but still a really good game.
So we got some new bowlers coming in on 31 and 32. I believe this is still part of the U18 boys.
We're going into game 5 now on this left pair. On the right pair, they're finishing up game 4. I'm sure they get scores up really quick here. There's still some other pairs finishing up this game, but I would imagine pretty quickly we should have updated standings.
Anything for you, Ray?
I can talk to him.
I'm hopping out. Blair is hopping in. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hi, Kelvin.
Hello, welcome back.
Thank you. It's been an adventure out there. How are we doing?
We're okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm solid.
Good?
Yeah, all good.
right.
We're gonna figure it out on the break, but I'm not dying. So
Oh, good, good.
yeah.
We need you around.
Yeah. If I'm sleeping in a corner, though, just know it's the Benadryl. I don't think I'm dying, but all right. So how have we been bowling? Oh, Ray Sear, 220.
20.
Very nice.
Couple ring 10s in there. Could have been a little higher.
Oh, bummer. All right, Kelvin, did we talk about the amazing ABC Gates Bowl?
No, we didn't talk about ABC Gates Bowl.
Can we talk about a better choice, which we saw as we were walking in today? We're like, oh, that's what ABC stands
A
for.
better choice.
A better choice.
But you know, back when there was phone books, it gets you first in the phone book.
Oh, nice. Little strategy there.
Little strategy. Hey, my buddy Scott Alexander's on the chat, watching a little bowling himself.
What's up, Scott? I know, it's so sad Keegan's gone.
Yes, Keegan's gone.
I mean, he's not gone. He's
Gone,
in college.
Yeah, gone off to bowl with some bigger boys.
I saw he did good in his team trials.
Yes.
So, Calvin, you guys host every tournament there is to host, I feel like.
No.
Wait, what's the dream host next? Like, what do we want next?
I had it, and then they took it away from me.
Oh, no. What was it?
We were actually supposed to host. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this.
Uh-oh.
Whatever. They're going to yell at me. We were supposed to host the 2025 Queens.
Okay.
National Queens.
Okay, yeah.
But there was some scheduling conflicts, so Queens has to go to Vegas next year.
Oh.
But we were scheduled to host that, so that's why we're hosting the Players Championship now.
Okay.
So little trade-off, but
Queens.
that's my host is to get a national Queens stop here.
Queens is a good event. I love Queens.
Yes.
It's a fun one for everyone to bowl.
But you know, we're happy with whatever we get, but that's still a dream tournament to have the Queens.
Yep, you get regionals. You got the Players coming next year. That'll be the first time because you had the U.S. Open.
Yep.
I was chatting with our friends. You know, you've been an integral part of getting the SYC to Rochester last year.
Yes.
We love it here. We hope to come back.
We love having you here. We want you guys to come back. Someone asked me, are they coming back next year? I'm like, well, I don't think anyone's ever gone 3 in a row. So I think that schedule's probably set, but.
I think Leanne is still kind of tweaking it, but yeah, it is, yeah.
Like, we have to give some other people an opportunity and a chance.
It's true. So many places won it.
I'm hoping that SYC will be back again.
Yeah, we are too. And the Rochester Sports Commission here is fantastic. Are they the Sports Commission, Visitors Bureau?
So they're part of our county. They're part of Monroe County. They're called Rock Visits, which is Rochester Visits, but they're the sports bureau of Monroe County.
Yeah, they're fantastic, and they donated $1,000 to the prize fund this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which
I didn't even know that actually.
they snuck it in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So, which was great, and then they, but they gave you a lot of credit. They say that you love having events and all the bowling events. They try to work with you on, and you're great to work with. So.
They are. So, and actually, I never even knew they existed until we got the bowling center.
Okay.
And somehow one day I got an email, and it was like a meet and greet kind of thing, and I was reading it, and I asked Russ if he wanted to go, and we're like, that's really not us kind of thing.
Right.
Then I kept reading it and it said it had free food and drinks. So, free food, so we can't turn that down. So we actually ended up going, and it was probably the best thing ever because it was more of it was all different businesses was there, and it was just kind of a great networking thing. And now we don't miss it, and we've met some other people, and some other people have brought tournaments here because they, were introduced to us, and so networking is definitely a very good thing. And so I work with them. They actually set up a lot of hotels. And they set up the hotels for you guys.
For sure.
So anytime we have tournaments coming in, I get a hold of them now. They do the hotel block for us. They're great. They're great. Like I said, I didn't even know they existed in all of my years here, and I was born and raised here. But they're a wonderful group of people to work with.
Yeah, they're great, and they're so kind. And I think they're going to try to swing by at some point to see the kids, but they're so supportive of events, and it's been great to work with them, which is awesome. Now, your league bowlers are getting ready to come back in.
Yes. A couple leagues actually was supposed to start next weekend, but then a last-minute scheduling, we took the PBA Regional, so we had to push them back a week. So we'll have PBA Regional next weekend, and then a couple of our weekend leagues will be starting. Actually, it's Labor Day weekend because it's early this year. And then Tuesday after Labor Day, we'll be ready to go.
That's awesome. And then, excuse me, you operate the pro shop. Do you have anyone that helps you in the pro shop, or is it
Russ? Pretty much runs the pro shop.
Russ
part
does.
of it.
Okay.
Yep. He's more of the facility maintenance pro shop guy.
Yeah.
And I just play with numbers. I just sit in the office, play with numbers.
It's
no, I'm more out in the bowling center and behind the scenes stuff.
You have a great team. You all work together. You give each other a hard time, which I love because that means that you guys get along really well.
Yeah, we have a great team unless my mechanics don't get lane 33 fixed. but besides that, no, I have a great staff here.
I know. Are you counting? Are you watching?
I am watching. Yes. 33 has been issues all day, so
yeah.
I'm pretty sure on the break between squads, considering I have two head mechanics back there, that they're both are going to be on lane 33.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And I'm putting that out there now, so everyone watching on the second squad will know if it got fixed or not. So I'm going to let them know that everyone's watching, and you're on the clock to do your job now.
This is the most viewable, or one of the most viewed pairs in the building.
Yeah.
Matt's jersey here is making me hungry. There are some donuts down in the room. Someone brought in Dunkin' this morning, and I'm like, have a donut hole. But I'm excited for your gutter plates. Now, for anyone at home listening, we've been talking about this famous gutter plate. What is the gutter plate?
So it's macaroni salad. We use French fries. A lot of people use hash browns, but any kind of potato. So we use French fries. So it's macaroni salad, French fries, 2 cheeseburgers on top, or you can get hamburgers or hot dogs, and then it just has diced onions, ketchup, mustard, and then the famous meat hot sauce over the top of it.
Nice.
And it's just kind of all together.
We had it last year, and it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you look at a picture, it's like, I don't think I want that, but I promise you it is very good.
Oh, yeah, it is good. Yeah, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
you never
Yeah.
had it, don't go by the picture and be like, I am not eating. No. But no, it's very good.
Yeah. Their mechanics are very busy because they had 33 and then 31.
Yes.
They're all right here.
Yes, right on live stream.
You can't see them, but they're here. Shot by Riley.
But no, my mechanics are good though. We had an issue with lane 5 Thursday during the day. Thought they had it fixed. We both leagued Thursday night. Still had an issue with it, and they wasn't scheduled to come in until 2 o'clock on Friday because the practice session wasn't until 3.
Yeah.
And I got here early to do some stuff about 9 o'clock, and Mike was already here working on lane 5. So I mean, they're that dedicated and that good.
Like I said, and that's the stuff that you can't teach how to run an event, right?
Right.
Like it just has to be part of the culture,
Yes,
right?
yes. I mean, everyone has to care.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, everyone has to care in their departments, no matter whether it's the snack bar, front desk, mechanics, our porters. Everyone has to care and understand that it's a privilege to run these events. Not everybody gets these events. So when we have them, we can't take them for granted. And
Right.
it doesn't matter if it's kids, adults, professionals. We give everyone the same service, no matter what level of bowling it's on. And that's the one thing I can say about my staff. When we have events coming in, they all care. They all get here early. They're all, there's a lot of prep to go into it that a lot of people, don't probably understand. But, we knew this event was coming since last year. And I mean, you don't get ready on Thursday for a Friday event. I mean,
Yeah.
it starts weeks and months ago.
Yeah, and of course it comes like in the summer, which sometimes can be like you don't know if the lanes they're not running as much as normal. Let's put it that way.
Right, yeah.
So you're doing a great job. Your team
So-
is awesome.
But that's the one thing is, we never take it for granted. And, it's a privilege to run these events and to get these events.
Yeah. Kelvin, have you lived in Rochester your whole life?
My whole life.
Whole life.
Born and raised here.
Was there ever a time when you wanted to leave, or has it always just been?
No, not really. I mean, I went to college in Buffalo. I went to
Okay.
Erie in
Yep.
92, dating myself, but 92. There was a time that I thought about moving to Buffalo, but then, believe it or not, the weather's a little more crazier in Buffalo than it is in Rochester, so I came back.
You're like,
And,
yeah.
but no thoughts to leave.
Yeah.
So I'm here for the long run.
It's a great area. Like if you've never been to Rochester, it's a great little community.
Yeah, and I mean the bowling's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the bowlers love bowling, and we love the bowlers. So this is home.
Yeah, and you're gearing up for the Bud Light Challenge.
Gearing up for Bud Light Challenge.
Yeah.
We moved the weekend. We moved it to the first weekend of November, being November 1st and 2nd. But we did that because we're going to be hosting the PWBA Regional on November 3rd, which is a Sunday. So we figured, let's put it all together. And the thought process was, the women that are coming into Boulder Regional obviously has expenses or whatever. Some are going to have flights. So let's move the tournament to there so we can maximize their weekend, and they can kind of get 3 events to bowl, because our Friday night is a doubles event.
Oh yeah.
And Saturday's the main event. Then Sunday will be the women's regional. So our thought process was, the women that are coming up to the regional, let's give them an opportunity to bowl something else too, so they can maximize their expense dollars and get the opportunity to bowl all weekend opposed to just Sunday.
I think they appreciate you. You're always thinking of the bowlers. Even here, you're always thinking of the kids. What can you do to make it better for these youth athletes that come from all over? And we appreciate it. And the Lilac, of course, that's a big one here.
Yep, that just ended the first week of July. Just got done with the Lilac City tournament. So we had a little break. Well, we had a little small tournament a couple weekends after that, but we had a little small, 5-week break until this weekend. So it was much needed. I mean, I know the staff. It's a busy bowling center, so I mean, they're worked a lot, especially our second half of the season, January until the Lilac ends. It's weekend after weekend after weekend, and it's busy. So I get it, but for me, I'm ready for the bowling season to come back. So,
Yeah.
but I know for them that it's ball need a break. That's when most of them take their vacations, July and early August. Um, so, you know, I get it. They need a break. Machines need a break.
Yeah. Well, I did love. I saw that you on your ABC Gates Bowling Center page, you posted a picture of your whole staff to
Yeah.
kick off the season.
Yeah, we went out last Sunday. We had our annual start to season meeting
Nice.
last Sunday. Then from there we went to a place called Docksiders. They catered a dinner for us, buffet style, closed just for us. So
Oh, cool.
we took the whole staff there and just kind of hung out. We didn't have a Christmas party this year, and I felt bad, but the calendar didn't allow us to have a Christmas party.
Oh, yeah.
We had events booked, you know, every day pretty much except Christmas, and you know, obviously we can't do that day. So we kind of postponed it to the summer, and then we just had one big thing. Because normally our Christmas party's here, but when you're here every day, you don't want to be here. So
Sure.
we wanted to do something outside of the bowling center. So it just kind of worked that we picked that day in August and just kind of got all together and
Oh, I love that.
had a few, you know, beverages and food
Yes, of course.
and hung out.
Yeah, no, it was great. And I think bowling centers, you know, your social channels are always really kept up. So if you're a bowling center and you're looking for ideas or you work at a bowling center, kids, I know I've heard a lot of young people, the bowling center will have them do the social media channels now because these kids they know social media.
Oh, yeah. So actually, my social media person is Amanda Fogarty.
Oh, nice.
She was the one that played your fortune
teller
teller
last night. Yeah.
And she is amazing
Fantastic,
at it. She does a great job with it. You know, I'm not a big social media guy, and at first I'm like, man, this is overkill. Like, oh my god, like there's always something on there. But then like I get nothing but praise about our social media,
yeah.
how it's current, it's up to date, it covers everything, and I mean that's all her. She does it 100%. She has a full-time job. She's a shift leader manager here, and she handles the social media aspect of it. So I mean, it's a lot, and she is always up to date on everything.
Yeah,
So,
she does great. She really
she does an amazing job.
And she was a fantastic fortune teller
Yeah?
last night.
Okay.
I went over and asked her like, "How's it going?" And she said, like the cards were really hitting the kids. Like she's like, I think I'm. It's like connecting. Like I'm connecting with them.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Mr. Sebastian here is having a pretty good game.
Yes, he is.
Strike spare 3-bagger or turkey, however you want to say it. See what he can do. Good shot.
Very good shot. 4 in a row.
Do you have a favorite pair in the house, Kelvin?
Yes, 1 and 2.
1 and 2 is your favorite?
Yes, because my office is down that way, so if I do decide to practice, which isn't often, lane 1.
Nice. You just call and be like, "Hey, can you turn on lane 1?"
Yes, pretty much. I don't even walk down. I just say, "Hey, can you flip the switch on lane 1, please?"
Yeah.
But I like the low end
Yeah.
more so than the high end. So most of we use the whole house for league, but then when we do have open play, it's mostly on the high end because the desk is that way.
Sure.
So the high end seems, in my mind, the high end hooks a little more in the low end. So I prefer the low end better. But yeah, you know, there's some good pairs on the high end though. I'm lazy, so I just prefer the low end because, like I say, my office is there where my bowling balls are. So
I understand. When people, like, kids always are like, because there's lanes at Storm, so they're always like, "You bowl all the time, right?" And I'm like, you know, when you work in bowling,
yes,
you don't bowl as much as you used to, right, Kelvin?
not at all, not at all. You know, like if I get a chance to like get out of here and go home when leagues are starting, I don't really want to bowl league. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
You know, I've been here all day, been here probably every day. So.
Do you bowl a league or do you sub?
Last year I split a season with Dave.
Okay.
Which is kind of like my return back to league bowling.
Okay.
And I did commit to doing that again this year. Um,
Are
so
you having second thoughts?
no, actually, so I bowled the summer league actually.
Oh, nice.
Believe it or not, I bowled the summer league last year, and then I bowled this year, and I actually enjoy it because it's me, Dave, and then my food and beverage manager, Kennedy. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen her around here.
Yes.
And she doesn't really bowl, so that's the most entertaining
Oh,
part of
yeah.
it. So we laugh at her all the time. But so that's kind of why we do it. But
Right.
for me, it's not as busy in the summer, so I can actually enjoy bowling because unfortunately I'm the guy that looks around and sees everything and want to know what everybody's doing and what's going on. So I just feel like it's not fair to if I bowl a serious league. To me, it's not really fair because I'm not. I'm only half paying attention to what I'm doing because I'm watching the bowling center,
For sure.
which I'm trying to get better at and learn to turn it off. But
It's hard.
not easy.
I mean,
I struggle with it, so
Yeah.
it's not easy.
well, you care. It's not like you want anything to go wrong, and then if something's going wrong, it's hard to, ignore it. Good job. Another great job by Sebastian. He is from Plattsburgh.
Oh, okay.
North Bowl Lanes in Plattsburgh, New York. First SYC.
Oh, okay.
He also plays the band and orchestra. That is very common today. Lots of musicians
Yeah.
in the field. His coaches are Nick Dumas and Rick Bowman.
I like this little cheat sheet you have here.
Yeah, I know.
This
If I
is
had
awesome.
been here, I would have helped you the last.
Yeah, me and Danielle would kind of struggle. I'm like, I don't really know anybody.
I know.
I knew Raymond Sear, though. I was able to, call him out.
Yeah. Yeah, we, for anyone that was watching, I'm not crazy. There was something in my jacket. So just, that's all I'm going to say. Because they were watching earlier and they're like, I'm walking around with an ice pack and everyone's like, what is happening? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine,
Little mishap.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, let's call it a mishap.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Jack here.
Just don't sue us, though.
I'm good.
Okay.
You're safe.
All right.
I that was like freak. Like
Because obviously you didn't know it, right?
no, I had no clue. Like yeah, I have no idea. Like you never know what'll happen in a bowling center, folks.
That is true. That is
Kelvin
true.
Kelvin can speak to that as a part owner.
Yes. and the fluke things that happen normally happen at the time you don't want it to happen.
Of course. All right, Mr. Jacob he has 4 strikes in a row. He's from Strongsville, Ohio. Yorktown Lane, 17 years old. He came in 27th at the 2022 Junior Gold Tournament, which is
27th might sound not that good, but trust me, that is very good bowling.
incredibly great. He's played travel baseball for 11 years, and he wants to say hi to his mother, sisters, and all family and friends watching. This cheat sheet only works when the U18 boys fill out the bios. Because you've been a U18 boy
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah, we missed that part.
Yeah.
Skip right over it.
Yeah, and the forms, you're like, yeah, and I'm not filling out that. No chance. So I do know that we have someone watching that is giving Tay a shout out. He is where's the shout out? I have to go back to it to make sure that it is Tay. Yeah, he is a pineapple bowler. He has a pineapple jersey that will show up, and I think because his hair looks the way it does, he goes by pineapple.
All right.
Pineapple bowler. They all have little brands.
Hey, I spent half the time here with Danielle before I realized that was actually the chat.
I'm here for you, Kelvin.
Appreciate it.
Now, you guys had another one of our favorite youth tournaments come out here this year, Elite Youth Tour.
Elite Youth Tour was here. Yes, it was.
Yeah. Is that coming back?
The hopes is yes for it to
Yeah.
come back. I just have to work with Deandra on some scheduling.
Okay.
2025 wasn't really possible for either of us.
Okay.
We have a couple tournaments that were bidded out back in 2021 that are coming in 2025. But 2026, we are looking to have them come back.
Ah.
The entries wasn't as great as both of us hoped for.
Right.
But we made the best of what we had, and I think everybody that came had a blast, all the bowlers. So the thought is to have them return in 2026.
Cool. All right. Well, if you're listening, Be sure to look them up when they come back.
Oh, we need Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Deadwood.
Deadwood. You need a, like, walkie.
Yeah.
I took you away from your walkie-talkie.
That's okay. That's okay.
Now, I do want to mention one thing, too, that I think is really unique. Your masking units are not normal masking units, per se.
They are not. They are not.
So do you sell these advertisements, or are they just like your local partners?
You want the truth to it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, I'm gonna give you the truth. Well, in 2020 when we started,
Okay.
we were doing all of our remodeling, and masking units was part of it.
Okay.
Well, Russ and I did not know the cost of masking. So we got to that part and saw the cost of masking units. We're like, that's not gonna happen. That's gotta wait.
Yeah.
So prior to getting the bowling center, I spent 20 years working for a local distributor that was a distributor of Anheuser-Busch.
Okay.
So I knew that they made signs.
Yep.
So I called in a favor, and they had made us signs to cover every pair,
Oh wow.
with their brand.
Yeah.
So then, after a year and a half, I got a little smarter in life. I'm like, we probably could sell those.
Yeah, for sure.
And so now we actually sell advertising on the masking units.
I love that.
And actually, the most interesting one is 39 and 40, which is Shannon Sullins
I saw
from
Shannon.
New York. Everybody probably knows her. She's a good bowler.
Very good bowler.
Very good bowler. And she was here actually bowling the U.S. Open last year and saw that we do advertising. And she's in finance.
Okay.
And so she inquired about advertising with us, and so she advertises with us. She covers obviously New York State, I believe New Jersey, and even Florida for housing and financing for real estate and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so we sell the advertising on the masking units, and then we just got into the bigger banners above the masking units.
Yeah.
That's something that Val, our new GM, she wasn't here last year when you got here. She came up with that idea of doing premium advertising. So the bigger banners cover 2 pairs. So it was just kind of that's actually how it came about.
Well, I think it's great. I mean, I was telling Leanne, it's one of my favorite parts of coming to this bowling center. It reminds me of when I was a kid, the bowling center I grew up in sold ads by the front door. There were like plates.
Okay. Yep.
And and they were beautiful, but they didn't have as much kind of character, right? Because they all looked the same. And I think it's great for, you have league bowlers, right? They're bowling. They're, you see a pizzeria, you have ice cream, you have the tap room. Like, I love it.
And actually, let's see, 25 and 26 he bowls league here.
Okay.
So he saw it and was like, I got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
There's another one I think we covered up with Storm Banners, but a few of the league bowlers that actually has businesses saw that we doing that and wanted to be a part of it and buy advertising.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great.
It works out good.
Yeah.
It works out good.
Awesome idea, and it connects the community, right? Because now maybe a local business that doesn't have a league bowler, they come in, they see it, they want to join a league, they might bring in a league.
Yeah.
Like it's fantastic.
And we've done some team builds out of it. A lot of people have brought their businesses there for a team bonding session. So it kind of works out in every aspect.
Love it. All right, we are getting down to the end of the first round, Kelvin.
Yes,
Scores
we
were
are.
higher than I thought they would be this morning.
Yes, Danielle actually found a way to get the scores. So we did give out the scores after game 3, I think it was.
Nice.
So we gave out the top scores in each division, and we thought that they were pretty high.
Yeah. Let's see if we. I tend to hesitate at this time because sometimes they're importing the scores as we're looking at them.
You guys are very good at getting them quickly. So.
Yeah, Mr. Elliot Gordon, he did after his 300 come back with a 210, which still is, shake it off.
Yeah, he's averaging 244 for 4 games.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
He was the U15 boys junior gold champion this year.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So he and someone corrected me earlier. He also won Team Masters. So he's kind of on a winning streak.
He's having a fantastic summer.
Yeah. Kai Struthers did shoot 289 last game. young Kai. Mr. Tay, who we're watching, he's having a great day. 240, 182, 201, 265. Not striking a bunch on this
No,
last game, but still.
Still taking up a sheet for 195.
Exactly. I'll take that.
Yeah, exactly.
On this pattern. Now, of course, there are round medals after 5 games.
Okay.
But then the overall champion will be decided at the end of the 15 games tomorrow afternoon. So it pays to be consistent in the SYC.
Yes, it does. But I must say, you guys run a fantastic tournament.
Well, it makes it easy when we have a bowling center like yours, where you guys are doing your side of things while we're doing our side of things. It's a great team.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys a lot.
It's funny. So Dave and I were trying to explain to our manager Val, because she's very hands-on and she likes to be, she likes to help out in all departments and be everywhere, which is great. So this morning we're all sitting here. It was like 7 in the morning. We're all here and we're trying to explain to her, like, you're probably going to be very bored today. She's like, how am I going to be bored? We got 142 kids bowling. I'm like, well, the fortunate and unfortunate is the tournament runs itself. Like we just have to turn the lanes on. She's like, what do you mean? That's all we. I'm like, yeah, we don't even get to make announcements. Like, we literally just turn the lanes on and then we stand there.
Yeah.
And then,
I
when
did
the block's
like your
over,
300 announcement though. That was good.
Actually,
that was a good little touch.
Actually, a lady walked by and she told us, we had saw it and she's like, can you announce that, Elliot at bowl 300? I'm like, well, actually, I don't even know if I can make announcements. And she's like, well, I don't think they would care. I'm like, well, they got rules here and I don't really want to break the rules. And then she convinced me to do it. So if I got in trouble with Leanne, I'm like, I'm going to tell Leanne you told me to do it. I don't care that I own the bowling center. I'm going to blame it on you.
Yeah.
But I think we were okay with it.
Yeah, I think she was all right. Yeah, we don't normally do announcements.
I tried to. I hope the lady watches this replay so she knows she got me in trouble. Because I told her that, and she's like, "Oh no, it'll be okay." I let her talk me into it.
Yeah. Yeah. If the one thing that we do try to do, that this is like the must happen, and parents love this, is we try to run on time. Which you guys are, you're on our page.
I am so big on that.
Yeah.
There's a couple tournaments that we have here that it drives us insane that we can't start on time.
Yeah. Yeah, we, and that was the funny thing. One of the parents told me he was helping, there was a bowler or a family that they knew from back home that was bowling their first SYC, and he was like, do you have any tips? And he was like, be there on time.
He's
late. Like, it's not like the other tournaments. Like,
don't be late.
Yeah. If it says announcements are at 8:30, announcements are at 8:30. Like,
so to play off of that, Val, she was helping out in the kitchen for like a little breakfast for us, and she came over. So now practice has started. She's like, why was there like a 2-minute pause that nobody was doing anything? It was so quiet. I'm like, well, see, that's because the announcements got done at 8:43. Yeah. And Leanne said, don't start practice till 8:45 because that's what time it says. I go, and everything runs by the book. So we're just standing here just counting down the next minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So that was why it was quiet. She's like, you're right. Everything does start on. Yes, everything starts on time. Yep. Everything has its time, and we don't break it. So instead of starting a minute and a half early, nope, we wait till 8:45.
Yeah, every once in a while the announcements do end early. Gary he always fills that gap pretty well, but sometimes you get through all the announcements and you're like, I said everything. I can't keep talking.
Yeah. No, you guys are phenomenal.
Oh, you are too, Kelvin. We love coming here. So I don't know if it's on the schedule next year, but for sure.
Well, I'm going to do everything to get it back in 2026 if we're not on the schedule, which I don't think we are.
Yeah.
But like I say, other people got to have the opportunity because this is a great tournament to host and just to watch the future of bowling as in the junior bowlers.
Yeah, and that's the goal too. Like we do try to bring it to regional areas where there is great bowling, but maybe they don't have like that regional tournament, right? They have some great local tournaments, which we support and love. But it's like that, you have to have a stepping stone to the next level. And so that's why SYC kind of helps you prepare. It's like a mini junior old in a weekend. Much minier. Like,
but it's a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and this is always the tricky time of year, too, because families are heading back to school. And I know you helped us fill in some last minute locals
Yeah.
that got the opportunity to bowl, which
Got a
is
couple
great.
in there.
Yeah.
And then actually one of them was actually not even a local.
Oh, good.
Your only Canadian bowler was one of them that got in.
Nice.
So London Lewis. So
We
Canada.
love the London.
Yeah.
And he bowled great on the live stream earlier.
Yep. He's from Canada. He was so.
That's cool.
I did
far is
apologize
it?
to his dad because Leanne had asked about playing the Canadian national anthem.
Oh
but
yeah.
I didn't have it queued up in time, and I didn't want to make we're
Yeah.
on a time frame here, so I'm like I don't dare try to stall and find it. So
Yeah.
I did apologize to him, and Lionel Lewis is his dad. And he's like, oh, it's no worries. He goes, we both so much in the States, we feel like we're Americans. So I'm like, all right, we'll welcome you in.
How far is it from Canada to Canada from here?
So the Canadian border from here is about an hour and 35
that's
minutes.
nothing. Yeah.
And actually, his dad owns a center, Skyway Bowl in Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh,
It's about about an hour and 45 minutes from here to there. So it's not far at all.
That's awesome. All right, so Sebastian finished up with 214, Gavin 202, Jacob 220, Matthew got to 198. Braden had a 182, and then Austin had a 131, which doesn't, it's time for lunch for Austin. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah.
It's a tough pattern.
As they're winding down, though, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you right now because I have to go play Lane Man.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got to go get us ready for the next block.
Well, I will wrap it up. Kelvin, thank you as always, and hopefully maybe we'll have you back in this afternoon.
I would love to come back in this afternoon.
Perfect.
After I play Lane Man, and technically my day is kind of over.
Awesome.
But I'll be here.
All right, we'll snag you later in the afternoon, and I will mute your headphone, and you can sneak off that way. But thanks for all you do.
All right, thank you, you guys.
We'll see ya. All right, so we are wrapping up here. We've got Garrett and Tyrus. Garrett finished with a 230. Mr. Tay here. He's solid. All right, Tay gets that spare. He can go out for 171, which is a super solid game. All right, so Tay finishes with a 171. Kendall shot 187. Riley Spear 193. Garrett 230. And here's Mr. Jack. He can get to 202 this game. Actually, I take that back. He can get to 12. No. 200. Sorry, my math. You can get to 200. And then we are going to take a short break. Here's Jack's final ball. 199. All right, we want to thank you for watching, and we will see you all later. We start bowling again at 2:30 p.m. We'll see you later.
You've been watching the 2024 SYC New York. The SYC New York would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowlmetrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.